All right. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to our stream. We're going to live stream, watch along the Los Angeles Rams and Green Bay Packers. This is a free-flowing, chill kind of day. So I want to introduce you to my good friend, Andy. Sandman, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good.
Playoff football.
Yeah, it's about time. So
way more relaxing when the Lions aren't partaking.
It really is. It feels a lot simpler. There is so much Lions news to talk about. I think we'll talk about that while the game goes on. Now, I want to tell everybody kind of how this is working and how we've got this thing going on. And we'll talk about it a little more, a couple more times as people join us. Yes, absolutely. Dr. Avatar in the comments, number one. Well, we're gonna be probably close to 45 seconds to a minute behind the broadcast. So what you guys have is an opportunity to kind of pause with your DVR and kind of sync with us. And we'll give you cue points along the way as to exactly what's happening for us. So you guys can follow along and we can watch together. And then we were trying to figure this out. Like, what if Andy's screaming a fumble and I'm watching the commercial before it happens, right? That's no good for anybody. So we're synced up on our side, and we're going to hope you guys can come along and sync up with us and have some fun. And we'll get this game going. The copyright thing, we're not going to be able to broadcast the game or the audio because they get really angry. And we're doing a lot of stuff with the video. We don't want to get in trouble with all that stuff. So we're rocking, we're rolling. Which one's color? Which one's play-by-play? Andy, how would you like to do it?
Oh, I would prefer color if I had a...
Me too.
I can barely read. How am I supposed to talk through a play?
Maybe we'll go back and forth a little bit with it and have some fun. Hey, Samson, how you doing in the chat? Good to see you, brother. Get the viewers in here as we roll up. We got that's Pam Oliver on the sidelines, right? Oh, we got two sideline reporters now. Christina Pink.
And the way it transitioned, it looked like they made a oops.
All right, so Christina Pink is going to be on the Rams sidelines. Cooper Kupp is inactive. I didn't see the second one because I was late to the party on that one. Cooper Kupp being out's a big deal for the Rams.
A very big deal.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what Goff's going to look like, right? He could, he didn't look great last week, but their defense and, he just had to make a few throws to get it done, and he did it. But
all right, here's your first cue, guys, so you can sync your TVs with us. We're going to do the kickoff. I want to say the second the ball is kicked, so you guys can get with us here. Here we go. He's stepping up, and boot! There it goes. Ball is in the air. Okay.
Perfect timing.
We'll do that a couple times with some snaps so you guys can get together. Sandman, John, you're asking where Dan Miller's at. Sandman got all the looks, so he's going to play the role of Dan Miller today. And Jason from Raleigh, nice to see you, my man. Good to see you on board. All right, Rams taking the field. Now, again, we are here for a meltdown of the Packers. I'd love to see it. I'm not sure I believe it. All right, they broke the huddle. We're going to give you guys a couple cues so you can follow along with us here again. Ball snap, caught, down. That's a nice 1 yard throw. Good move.
You are on this, Chris. You are on it. So good. So good.
Oh, man, if they
Not
go hurry
great
up, I'm
about
screwed.
The Campbell hire, huh? I think, and we'll probably talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of breaking news, I guess. They haven't officially hired him yet, but it sounds like it's a officially unofficial.
Yeah.
Unofficially official. They got, they talked about wanting a leader of men. That's what they got.
Yep. Here we go.
That's what he is. He was a tight ends coach, but every other second of his career in the NFL outside of being a player has been as a head coach or an assistant head coach. That's like what he does.
Yep.
So
it's going to be interesting. And he did. I mean, when you saw him as head coach in Miami, the video. I don't know if you saw him working with the tight end. I forget his name. Mm-hmm. How he chewed him a new one and then came back when he did the right thing and built him back up. That was really, really good. I really like to see that from a coach. And you know what? This might be what we need. M is for mother in the FTP. All right, we're gonna call this one so you guys can sync up your screens. Here we go. Goff back, the shotgun. Akers to his left, motion across. How about that, huh?
Looks really good, man.
Thanks.
Really
7
good.
seconds left. Looks over the defense. Calls for the ball. Snap. He's back. He's watching. Looks to right. Throws the ball. Caught. No. Dropped by number 17. I know who that is. Damn it. Couldn't see his name. All right. That's 4th down and 6. They're going to be punting away.
Yeah, I think that ball was tipped, actually. That's what it looked like to me on my little screen here.
Thank you for the good color commentary.
Of course, they're not going to show a replay of it because who cares? It's just NFL football. You know, we don't need replays. We don't need any of that. Wow, I didn't realize Green Bay's special teams was so bad.
Which is part of the Lions' plan. We don't need Braden Coombs.
Yeah.
People are so worried about that. Look
how many touchdowns did we have returned when Braden Coombs was on staff? 0.
One. Didn't Agnew do one, or did it get called back?
No, I think it was. I don't think he got any. I think it was just the one.
Ooh, interesting.
The one.
Anthony's a great question. Have Holmes and Campbell even met yet? I don't know that Campbell's been in for an actual interview yet, like an in-person interview. So this is interesting to me. I don't know what kind of back channel or possible tampering or what else has happened. So we'll see. All right, let's give you guys a quick opportunity to sync up. Again, we're going to be about a minute behind the game, so you can pause on your DVR to catch up. Got Rodgers in the gun, calls for motion across the front, takes it hands off in the middle. Aaron Jones for a nice 2 yards up the middle between the tackles. Go ahead, Lomas.
You know how I know you're a Lions fan? 2 yards up the middle, nice. Good use of down. 2 yards. Got it.
I'm always going to be the home team announcer. All right. We got the Packers at the line. Oh, sorry. I'll call one more and then we'll do it. Packers at the line, out of the gun. He's got Jones to the right. And Rodgers up, looks over the defense, calls a motion across to his right. Sets, takes the ball back, looks, throws right. 8 yards, 9 yards. Ooh, just at the first down. Looks close to a first down. I don't know.
Devontae Adams and Jalen Ramsey are going to be fun to watch today.
Yeah.
See how that goes. I feel like Devontae Adams is just one of those guys that isn't really coverable. He's hard to cover. He's kind of like Chad Johnson in that his footwork is so good that he doesn't need to stutter and he doesn't need to, waste too much motion in the act of running his route. And I think, Chad Johnson, has been out of the game for a while now, but if you ever got to watch him play, he was pretty special in that way. He just found ways to constantly get open.
God, the running game. People talk about not wanting a running game in Detroit. And not that they don't want it, but it's all about passing. You look at these Packers, man, and it is so much is set up by the run. Aaron Rodgers is so helped by these running backs and this line blocking, just putting. This is the punishing stuff for a defense. It tires them out.
The hole right there was humongous.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I think, and that's kind of a crazy thing when you think about how good the Rams are against the run this year, that we just saw like a 2 yard wide hole.
Yeah.
That's
another one.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, and this is the stuff. This is just like, if you're into MMA or boxing, these are the body shots, right? These are the things that wear a team down. So the third, the fourth quarter, they don't have the energy. They don't have the stamina. They can't keep up. I hate the stupid caricatures. They're so terrible this year. God, Fox, that was a failure.
You know what's weird about that is, so I've got, a buddy of mine works for the Bears, and 2 years ago, they did, internally, they did this comic book art for, their entire team. So that was, the Bears' personal thing when they did, tweets and whatever. And it was really shocking to me to see the NFL do it or Fox do it, because it was not very well received when just the Bears did it. Just their fans were kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, ugh. And you got to think, they had to use more than one artist to do this, right? So they came up with a style and then said, okay, we're going to offshore this probably. You know what I mean? Stamp these out for us. Here's the pictures. It's terrible. All right. Dan Campbell, as coach, as long as we have strong coordinators. Yeah, that's the thing. I do not have a problem with Dan Campbell as a coach with great coordinators. Who do you think we could go for? Who do you think I want as a defensive coordinator, Sandman?
Have you listed any names yet? I think I saw a tweet that was kind of semi-pertinent to what what you're talking about.
Yep. I'm all about. Oh, thank God, a drop. I'm about. For those who don't know, I'm all about Wade Phillips. He's our guy.
Big Wade Phillips guy.
Yeah. For defense, I think he's the guy that can flip the switch on this garbage that we saw in 2020 and make this into something as quick as possible. Again, I think Dan Campbell's a guy that will run with Stafford. I think Holmes will run with Stafford as well. And you can build a team. I mean, Stafford won you 5 games this year with almost no weapons. Kenny Galladay was out most of the year. Marvin Jones is a 1B, probably number 2 wide receiver at best, really. And then everybody else, Hawk, who's just, top 5 tight end. And that's it. I mean, there was no real run game. There was nothing really to base this team around. Matthew Stafford got you 5 wins almost solely. None of it was on the defense.
I'll contend till the day I die that if Matthew Stafford was injured game 1, we would have won 0 games this year.
Yeah.
Till the day I die, I'll defend that because he single-handedly won us games with his crazy antics.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes sense. Oh, there's a flag on that big one, and it looks like they're turning it around. I love that.
Wow, does that happen? Do flags go against the Packers?
They must not be Lambeau. Oh, they are. Oh, look, there he is. It isn't against the Packers. That's the Aaron
Rodgers looked angry. I thought it was 100% against the Packers.
Yeah, this great play. I mean, he gets an extra 5 yards out of that.
This doesn't look like the number 1 defense in the league, does it?
No. It does look like the number 1 offense, though. All right,
that's the worst.
We'll get you to a point here to sync up. You got to come into the line right now. Rodgers in the gun. I'll tell you when he takes the snap. We'll get back into Dan Campbell.
Are you going to say hike when he snaps it?
I don't know what I'm going to say. It'll just kind of flow. Stafford. Oop. There it was. Oop. That's what I said. Oop. Oop. And look at the play. It followed for him. I'm going to say oop every time.
The most Michigan snap. Oh.
Oop. Oop. Oh, man. Too funny. The strong coordinators thing, though, is huge. I think Wade Phillips takes a whole lot of effort and pain away from Dan Campbell. I think Bevel does really well with Matthew Stafford and takes a lot of the pain and struggle away from Campbell as far as running the offense as well. I'm not saying he can't do that or he can't have a good input into a little pressure there and a drop. But I think taking a lot of the work and having coordinators that know what a head coach needs there is really important. I'm going to talk about something in our next vlog that you guys can be pertinent to. The idea that I think if Bevel comes in, Matthew Stafford and him are playing for Stafford's next contract. I really believe that it's an audition while they rebuild the defense, get Matthew a couple of players, and then rebuild around that. And that's what I think the key play is that we're going to see here, because you're not going to get a quarterback this year. Everything it would cost you to everything it would take you to get a quarterback means the rest of your team stinks, and your quarterback's just going to be murdered this season. You're going to break him. I just don't think you can do that to somebody. We've got to get other players, and we don't have the capital to be able to trade up for any kind of quarterback.
No, and there's always a risk, right? Even if Fields falls to 7, I don't know how good I feel about any of these guys, and it may just be me being cautious about quarterbacks, but the hit rate is so bad, and we have a guy here that's, going to continue to do it. You could argue, oh, well, look at the Packers. They drafted a guy in the first round, but he was number, 30? I don't even remember where he was picking.
Yeah.
Or where he was picked, but late in the first round, you don't have as much expectation of a guy like that. You take a quarterback in the top 10 and you don't start him. That's either one, a big waste of draft capital, or number 2, just a waste of talent. One of the two.
Yep.
And I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to see Stafford traded, all this, all that. I don't know if you're ever going to get more value out of Stafford being traded at this point than he provides your team. I just don't think it's going to happen. Nobody's going to trade 2 first-round picks for him. No one's going to give us enough for him, in my opinion. It just seems like a big waste of time.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I'm going to grab the live stats for you guys here. Give me a minute so we can put some live stats on the screen so you can watch. It'll take me a second to edit this out and make it work, but we'll do that in the background. We got commercials going right now. The Packers put 3 on the board, which I think is good. I think that's good play to start out the game for the Rams, who have a tough row to hoe today. What do you guys think? Let's in the chat. What do you think is going to be the final score? and predict today's game in the chat. Also, Jim Young didn't feel like it was a rushed process. He feels like they found the guy they wanted. And this is right before that. Anthony says he feels like the Lions rushed the Campbell hire for no reason. I'm not sure. I mean, the question is Staley, right? I have a feeling Staley's going to be available after today. I keep wanting to call him Deuce Staley. After today, I feel like he's going to be available for the Lions to interview. But it's not what they want. And if they were to go after him, I feel like Lions fans would be screaming, "Oh, it's the Patriot way again!" You know what I mean? They're just hiring the guy because it's the Rams way now, right? I just don't see that one going. Saleh, I understand not wanting to come here. I understand not wanting to come here.
I think the whole Saleh thing is kind of weird because I think he was built up as he wants to come here, but I don't know if he ever, in the head coaching search, ever said that. And, his interview, we had weird reports where people said it went well, other people said it went bad. I mean, who's to say at this point? I think looking behind us doesn't really do the fans any service anymore. I think we just need to look at Campbell and think, what is he going to bring? And I think looking at him, to me, he's Caldwell. He's a version of Caldwell. He's a leader of men. The guys will follow him. He's not, I guess you could say Caldwell was an offensive mind because he took a team to the Super Bowl and won as the offensive coordinator. But
I was going to say
he's not really an X's and O's coach. He's like literally the opposite of Patricia. I think Patricia was only X's and O's and had no personality and no people skills to do anything. So it's I think a lot of people are saying it, and I think it's true. It's going to be 100% coordinators. I think he's going to need to get experienced coordinators. If we get a bunch of rookie coordinators, I'm going to be nervous.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's see how we do this. I'm still working on this, folks. Don't worry. I got you. I got you, friends. We can make this. Okay. One more. Okay, now we're gonna get something going. I promise you, we're gonna get this real good for you.
So if you're just joining in, we're at about the 8 minutes 15-second mark.
Cam Akers making it to the outside on the replay.
Chris,
that was live for a moment.
Chris, I consider experience somebody that's called plays before. Somebody that's done it. I don't, like you could argue some QB coaches and stuff like that have, experience, but I want to see somebody that has a system that they know works and they can bring it in and implement it, and maybe Campbell can tweak it a smidge, but that it's like ready to roll. I think if they have to wait to see if a system works, it's just going to be a real painful transition.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. We're almost there, guys. I want to have this.
Ooh.
It takes a second.
Goff's thumb must be feeling better. He looks better than he did last week.
Yeah, he does.
That's for sure. I mean, I guess he was wearing gloves. I didn't watch any pregame this week. He's wearing gloves.
Interesting. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'll have that chart up there so you folks can see along with the drive and where things are going.
There we go.
How's that? We got some stats. It's not the prettiest, but here we'll do that. I'll just do it like there we go. I'll just move it down.
You centering it? Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it looks nice. Ooh. Enlarge it. Bigger's better, Chris. You know
bigger.
that. All right.
All right.
First quarter, 6:50 left if you're just joining us.
Yep.
That's where we are.
And we'll give the guys the keys along the way to the game like that so you can sync up. It makes it a lot more fun. Yeah, we're getting to the game here, Brandon. We're just getting a couple things set up. Riz, nice living room, Andy. He slept on that couch before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. All right, we're good shape. We'll take calls here in a little bit if you guys would like. We'll get the game going. This is more like, my wife just texted, "You've got Kingsbury vibes with your living room there." So yeah,
that's my non-sitting couch, by the way. Nobody's allowed to sit on it. Decoration only.
You took the plastic off it just for the broadcast, right?
Yeah, I was creating a sheen in the background. Real problem.
Was it Charlie? Sorry, that's dumb. I'm so bad. Yeah, we'll keep going with this. This is gonna be a little bit for the folks that are here. This is gonna be a little bit of a it's kind of hanging out with your friends, right? We'll take your calls. We'll be able to do some of that. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to talk Lions along the way, but we're also going to talk about the game and watch what's happening in the game, and kind of we'll weave back and forth between both of those topics. And I think one of the things we will probably want to do is take some phone calls. I think that's probably a good idea. So you guys can chat along. We can talk about Lions, the game itself, whatever we want. We're on a commercial break now, so there's not a whole lot to cover.
We talk about how bad this Progressive commercial is.
What? You're just not old enough, Andy, to be like your parents.
I do. I go into a lot of houses, and I see so many of those, like, live, laugh, love. No mussin', no fussin'.
Yeah.
Big like stickers on the wall.
That's really it is like rhubarb. That's and I know my wife's watching, so but I know we won't do it. One of the things my son and I were talking about for April Fools was running around with a label maker and just labeling like everything, like spoon, and just putting labels on everything. But she's got a couple of those live, laugh, love things going on. Gather's the big one.
Yeah. Eat. Yeah.
Toot cocaine. That's the one that's up in the special room.
Snooters. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. 2nd and 8. You got Goff with the ball. They had a pretty good run there early. They're Green Bay 21. So it looks like they should be at least able to tie it up here. I'd love to see the Rams get a little extra out of it. So let's take a look. Goff behind, under center. Checking the line, calls for motion, takes it, hands off to Akers up the middle. Between the tackles, he gets himself, cool 6 yards, cool 6-7 yards there.
Yeah, one of the fun things I think that we'll get to watch take place with Brad Holmes is how is he going to build this team? Now, you can always argue that it's a mixture of head coach and GM. They need to pick the guys that they want to fit their scheme. But we don't know how the Rams did it. So are we looking at the type of players on their roster that we're going to start to see in Lions uniforms? Are we going to start to see a bunch of more shifty wide receivers rather than big wide receivers, which has kind of been what the Lions have gone after? Guys 6'2 plus.
Yep.
Obviously that puts, both Alabama wide receivers in play at 7.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I think that's 100% where the Lions have to go unless they go quarterback, which I would disagree with. But
yeah, no, it's
just a weird draft. It's a weird draft, but it'll be interesting to see how this team gets built and if Brad Holmes is his own guy or if we're going to see more retread like the Lions have been for the last however long.
Yeah, I'm all about that wide receiver in the first round and then just banging out the defense the rest of the way. They're holding up the ball here a little bit. My wife reminded me of those signs when she got her Gather sign. We started, like, me and my son saying we're gonna start making some signs to sell. They're like the opposite. So like there was live, laugh, we had like die and eat. We were like choke, gather, leave. Yep. I really do have to put that set of signs together. Put it in the dollar spot at Target. All right, there's some controversy here, and LaFleur looks unhappy. Now he's happy. Now he told the ref to go pound sand. That's what you do when you're a Packer.
Yeah, we had John Murphy in chat. I think Doug Peterson 100% would take an offensive coordinator job. I think Chris said it in chat as well, that he already talked to Seattle about it. But that's the kind of hire that would really make me feel better about this team. Now, do I necessarily think Bevel should stick around if he's not the head coach? I feel a little weird about that. I feel like that might create like a weird dynamic in the back, but I definitely just need to see somebody with a little bit of pizzazz and, has a system already that they want to run.
Yeah. Yep. We got Live, Laugh, Love. We got Robbins in the chat. Die, Cry, Hate. Yep, there you go. That would be great hanging in the kitchen at any home. All right. I didn't see the penalty. Well, probably motion, right? Because there's like 47 different flags. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Double motion. Wow, look at that. Remember that call back? I think it was in college. False start. Everybody except for the center.
Yeah.
Stayed there with the ball.
All right. So it looks like they will be tying this up, which is fine. Don't let Green Bay get away with it. Stay level. Stay even. Don't F this up.
Matt Gay, the kicker. Let's see how he does.
Got it. Nailed it. There you go.
Yep. That's a guy Dan Campbell wouldn't bring in.
No, for sure. Okay, let's limit it at that, okay? No more of those jokes. That's Dan's job.
That's my only joke.
That's Dan's job. All right, we're going to commercial. 3-3 Lions and Rams.
Green Bay and Rams.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, you are stuck on it.
I just got Campbell in the mind. Oh, man. All right, so yeah, we got 3-3. Green Bay gets the ball. We got how much left in the quarter? What do we got? 4. It's time of possession.
That false start on 4th and 1 is super brutal.
Yeah, the wrong team. Wrong team jumped the ball on that one, right? They went out there to try to draw them offside, and then they jumped.
You can't have those mistakes against a Green Bay offense like this. You just can't. And people always say defense wins championships, but an offense that's this potent, like it's kind of reverses things, right? Where, back in the day, if your offense made 5 or 6 big plays, then you could expect to win. And now it's, if you make 5 to 6 mistakes, you're going to lose because there's just no way that you can leave points on the board. If you leave any points on the board, you're potentially boned against an offense like Green Bay that could just score on 3 drives in a row.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And 3 plays in a row, right? I mean, they can just boom that ball out there. And that's why it's so important for LA to at least stick with them with the 3, right? And the game, this kind of thing, you eke along as long as you try to stay with them. At some point, the game's going to break free, and you hope it breaks your way. But they get behind, it's all over. Green Bay will not stop, and they will just score. So they definitely got to stick with that. Riz, you're going to have to DM me the chili recipe. My wife says it sounds really good. We're making chili today too, but not poblanos.
Chris Robbins, on the flip side, if your D makes 5 to 6 plays, you can still win.
Yeah.
The games that the Lions won, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Is that the offense was in the game enough, and then the D just had to get like 2 stops.
Yeah.
Or like 1 stop at the end of the game. And all the losses were basically the same for the Lions. The Lions needed to make an offensive play at the end, or, when they weren't blown out.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's true. I'm excited to see what this team looks like with even a semi-competent defense, even if like a 22nd ranked defense.
Oh yeah.
It just gets like 2 extra stops a game.
That would have been the difference in so many games. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic on you guys. I'm going to chart this because we're talking about the run game and the Lions, Campbell wanting to pound the rock, and it made John worry about the whole kind of Patricia world, and in that sense, I'm just going to take a look at this one right now, and we'll just do it for one drive. We'll chart run pass and take a look at it. The first drive, there was way more runs than passes for Aaron Rodgers. It was all about pound the rock. Mm-hmm. Look, this is a passing league. There's no question about it. But if you can't run the ball, you're going to get destroyed. You're too one-dimensional. What we're going to need. What in the world? I wish I had the announcers. The one time in my life, I want to know exactly what happened because I wasn't looking. Oh man, that's funny. But we'll see what we get here. Okay. Stafford, oh my God. Rodgers under center. Takes the ball, a little motion on the right, comes up next to the line. He's back, he hands. We got to run. Play 1 for 3 yards, and that's Aaron Jones.
The one thing I will say is that I really hope that Brad Holmes, just based on the defense that he came from, realizes how important speed is.
Yeah.
And we can get all these slow MFers off of our team in short order.
Yeah.
I even feel like, Davis in the right scheme and the right coach telling him what he needs to do could work because he can run.
Could be more than a special teamer. All right. In the gun. Jones to his right. Rodgers back. Looks. Motion across. Takes the ball. Another run. Up off the right side. Boy, good 7 yards there.
A lot of effort.
Yep.
A lot of effort. It's playoff football effort.
That's one thing I've noticed here from the Packers all game so far is there's all kinds of second and third efforts there. A lot of work, pushing and not giving up. It's one of the things I see so many times where players are angled out of bounds. When they could stop and cut in, they kind of take the easy way out. A couple times this year, we saw a couple guys come back in, roll up, and make a move. So, okay, Rodgers in the gun. He's one run out of the gun. Jones on his right. He's back. Another run, 3 in a row. Pound the rock for a good 8 yards there.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm shocked at what the Rams front looks like right now.
Yeah.
They're getting moved.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've been moved all year. This is oh man. Yeah, these holes they're opening big lanes right now.
Yep.
Which is really shocking. If it looks like this the whole game, then the Rams are in big trouble. They're gonna have to change something up here.
Aaron Donald's been a non-factor. All right. Rodgers under center again. Looks, takes the ball. Play action. He's under pressure. Throws to his tight end off the right side for 8 yards. 3 runs, 1 pass. There we go so far. And this is a team who's got it's close to the number 1, if not the number 1 offense in the league right now.
By far the number 1 offense, I believe.
Yeah, and they are not afraid to run the ball. Oh yeah, Lions legend Robert Tonyan. This is just, like I said, this is just one series, no big deal. But the pass plays get so much attention in the game. It's like Kenny Golladay. I'll tell you, here's the similarity. Kenny Golladay makes a bunch of amazing catches because they're all contested. So when you see him, you're like, oh, he's an amazing player. Another run, this time cut back off the left tackle. 6 yards. So you see Kenny Golladay making all these contested catches because he can't really get the separation that he should. So they're all kind of spectacular plays when he catches them. You're like, wow, look at him. He's a great wide receiver. Well, you got this bias because every catch is kind of that way because of his inability to get separation. You look at the big plays. You look at Aaron Rodgers, the way he throws the ball. You're like, oh, yeah, pass. But here we are. We got 4 runs and 1 pass on this drive so far, and they're at the 50. And
the Packers are running a lot of these 3 wide receiver sets. I think it's keeping the Rams super off balance because they just
play action.
They don't know what they're playing against, slowing the linebackers down a smidge.
Yep.
And sometimes that's all that takes. But
okay, John,
watching Rodgers move like this hurts me inside, even if it's not against my team.
John, I am going to live in your movie right now. We're going to call all Lions player names instead of Packers, so you can pretend the Lions are in the playoffs for one play here. Okay? Here we go. Let's see. All right. Stafford under center. Overlooking the defense. Takes the line. Looks at the right side. Calls the mic. Ready. Takes the ball. Pitch to DeAndre Swift. Swift off the right side for a second effort. Gets him 8 yards. Great play. Well done, Daryl Bevell.
The way he just bounced off that tackle was incredible.
It was. I thought it was eaten up. I was like, God damn it, this is just dead. Like the Lions right now. And then all of a sudden he pops out. I'm like, wait, there's hope.
Aaron Rodgers trying to get a free play here.
Yep. Coming up to the line quick. Stafford in the gun. Checks. Line sets. Calls for the ball.
It always bothers me when the line lines up like this. God. Where your tackle is like a yard back from your center.
Yeah.
That should be a penalty all day.
Yeah, for sure.
I never call that stuff.
All right. No problem, John, for sure. We got a timeout, I think that was, from our good friends from Los Angeles. Oh, end of the first. That's what it was. Okay. All right, there you go. 3-3. Packers have the ball, moving it down. And what do we got? We got 5 run plays, 2 pass plays on that drive so far. Man, this is crazy. You're right. Maybe this will jinx the Packers. We'll keep it up. as much as I can keep it straight in my head. I mean, I was already calling the Lions earlier, so we'll see what we can do. Good stuff. So let's talk. Wade say Wade Boggs and then Wade Campbell. God, what the hell? Wade Phillips for defense, and people are going to say, look, I know, their defense wasn't so good until he was replaced by Staley. Yeah. But he turned that defense around, and
that's what people need to remember is that he took a defense that was garbage.
Yep. It's the same situation. It's turning a garbage defense into something that's workable. And you're looking at a 3-4 setup. Who else is out there of any kind of quality as a defensive coordinator to run you in a 3-4? You switch to a 4-3. Riz, you can yell at me in the comments if you want, or confirm or deny. You're going to have 2 years of talent reconstruction trying to go back to a 4-3, right?
The Lions don't have any 4-3 players on their roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
You could say Romeo Okwara, if they bring him back, could play in a 4-3, and that's it. Really? I mean, the real issue you have is that you've got Trey Flowers, who you've paid a ton of money to, who doesn't really fit a 4-3 defense. He just doesn't have the pass rush required for that. It's just you're paying somebody so much money, it feels bad to put him in a position to lose. Then the option is the Lions do something real crazy with him and put him at 5-tech defensive tackle on passing downs. But that's weird. That's not what he came here and signed a contract to do.
Right.
It's bad news. But, you keep mispronouncing stuff, Chris. You know what I think might help with something like that?
Oh my gosh, how did you know? CBD? DetroitLionsPodcast.com. I just showed my neighbor. He wasn't aware of it, and I hooked him up yesterday with some of these Delta 8 chills. And he's like, holy cow, this is like the real thing. This is like the stuff that isn't legal in all 50 states, like the CBD is. Good buzz from the chilled Delta 8 line. If that's what you're looking for, definitely the way to go. If you're just looking for help with pain, anxiety, and insomnia, use the regular line of stuff. But the chill stuff handles that too. It just gives you a little extra, no heavy machinery kind of stuff. CBD.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Take care of anything that ails you. It's absolutely the way to take care of your life and your head. And take care of head. What? Wait, no, that's not it. I'll get that song. All right, Safford takes, gives up the middle. I forgot to chart, I think, a play. But we got to run. Okay. 3 yards. That was very much a Lions run right there.
Mm-hmm. I think Matt LaFleur is calling a perfect game. This looks exactly like what you want to do against the number 1 ranked defense in the league. Is if you just force them to play the run,
Stafford
and you gash them,
looks,
when available,
throws, puts it at Davante Adams' feet. We've got there's a flag. There's pushing and shoving. Lineman Jenkins with his hands in a helmet. I
can't wait for Donald to stomp a dude. That's what the Packers are probably untying his shoes.
I want Donald to be gnawing on Aaron Rodgers' femur at some point in this game. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, it was Donald and Jenkins. There it is. Yeah, Donald.
Probably shouldn't be grabbing face masks.
Yeah,
not a good look.
Not when the ref is standing there a foot from me. I mean, sometimes you can get away with it, but you got it. That's something that the Packers are good at, is taking fouls, right? Riling up the other team, causing them to get, catching them too many on the field. Anything, every little angle on pulling flags and yardage. They are just magic at that.
And that puts the Rams at 2 costly mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 15-yard penalty and the double false start on 4th down there.
Did they get 10 yards or 20 yards out of that? Or all right, let's see here. Would have been 10 yards.
I mean, this is classic Aaron Rodgers depth.
Yep.
Every time we
pitch
the Lions play the Packers, this is where I get nervous about Aaron Rodgers, just because his ability to run around the backfield to let guys just get open 20 yards down the field, and his arm strength is plenty to get it there quick enough. Asking for trouble.
Jerry can't wait till the Rams have the ball so we can hear about Lions players making plays on defense. All right, I'll do that, Jerry. You got it, buddy.
Now that's bad juju.
Tavai's gonna have the game of his life today. I like how the Packers offense is just so loose all the time. You know what I mean? Some teams come up and they're just so regimented and tight. This team always just seems to be loose, playing the game. Even when they're losing, they still just seem to have a little bit of a swag, a little bit of a, just a real calm demeanor about how they run this stuff. And it's I think it's extremely helpful, both from a player commitment, a player buy into the system kind of perspective, but also from a results perspective. You really want to play there. You don't want to go somewhere else. They're a winner and they know it, and they know how to have fun while they do it.
Aaron Donald with the rare triple team on that play.
Maybe not as rare for him. All right. Stafford in the gun. Motion, returns to the line. Bunch 3 at the top. Another run up the middle for 3 yards. Very much. Okay. Here's what I got.
Defenses. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I've got 8 run plays and 2 passes. I think I missed a pass on this one. But even then, 8 to 3? If you think about pounding the rock and you think about what the Green Bay Packers are, this doesn't line up with where your biases might be. So just open mind.
Yep. And I think I've talked about this before, but generally we're all Lions all the time. But watching a good defense play, it's like watching the Lions defense is slow motion.
Yeah.
Like how slow the defensive line is, even linebackers, everybody.
Is that another run? Did I miss it?
Oh no, another big run.
Gotcha. All right.
5-yard run.
Yeah, there she blows.
I mean, even when the Packers aren't making big holes, they're big enough, for the running back to get through there to squeeze in.
Okay, so our stats are given away ahead of time where we are in the stream, just so everyone knows. So, all right, here we are. 3rd and 1. Rodgers in the gun. Stafford in the gun. Motions across. Kenny G on the left. Comes back to the right. Bunches right on the run. Throw. Kenny G. Touchdown. Detroit Lions.
There's no way you're stopping that. That's
crazy.
You have to be playing zone and have somebody ready for that.
Yep.
That's impossible. If Rodgers sees man coverage and calls that out, done.
Yep.
That 4K camera's looking pretty sweet.
9 run plays to 4 passes and a 1-yard pass for the touchdown. Incredible. Yeah, that's just impossible to stop.
Yeah, when Devontae doesn't have to run through anybody and Jalen Ramsey has to run past all of his linebackers and the safety, there's just no good way to.
Yep. All right, the kick is good. You're 10-3 for the Lions over the Rams. There you go. Because the Packers. There you go. You can get one of these FTP shirts if you're interested. Just go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com and hit the merch store. We got FTP. There's a couple other ones. I gotta delete the Patricia shirt. I've got some new shirt ideas I'm going to put out here in the next couple weeks. I think you guys will really love it. Here's something we can talk about during the commercial break, Sandman. Our coverage of the Senior Bowl.
Ooh.
It's going to be killer this year. It's going to be killer. We've got,
and not because we caught COVID.
Right. It's different. Yeah. The good killer. not the West Side Strangler. The good killer.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. We got a whole bunch of great stuff. We're going to have all kinds of video for you. We've got interviews coming. We've got all kinds of top shelf stuff. We've got some live streams of action from the Senior Bowl we're going to bring your way. I think you guys are going to love the coverage this year that we have for you. And most of the other places aren't going to have it.
Yeah. And, it's a different Senior Bowl this year, with COVID and everything. You're allowed to go down there. So we could have gone down to the Senior Bowl this year if we wanted to. But you're limited to just practice in a certain spot in the end zone. just it's not the same. You don't have access to Radio Row. You're not walking past players. You don't get the opportunity to talk to anybody. It's just different. But I think that the Senior Bowl's done a good job, and Chris is going to do a good job of making sure that we get the most out of this year, and it should be exciting. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm really pumped about it.
I am. I'm really, really stoked about what we got going on this year. We got good content, good interviews. Already things getting set up with players from the Senior Bowl. We had some good video. Last year was our first time working with that. First time on Radio Row. We've learned a lot. We're expanding our coverage now, and a lot of. I mean, I don't know that much, if any, Detroit media is going to be down there to do any coverage. So we got it. Loretto, we did talk about Dan Campbell, but we're more than happy to talk about him more. We'll talk about him all day. We're down with that. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'll tell you what, if you want to call, anybody that wants to call, we'll go ahead and bring you on, put you on the show. It's 248-782-8384, 248-782-8384, or if you just want to call us using Skype, it's Detroit Lions Podcast, all one word, Detroit Lions Podcast. We'll have you on. We'll talk. You want to talk Dan Campbell? Call us. We'll talk Dan Campbell. You want to talk about the Rams and Aaron Donald's poor play so far today? We'll do that too. We'll talk about anything. It doesn't matter. Okay, ball's up. They're going to return it from the 1. They bring it back 10, 15. He meets the Packers defense at the 22. He goes down. I've never tried to do play-by-play before, so this is all. I really should have. I should have pulled out my thesaurus and studied it before the game. All right. Let's see. That's what I wanted. All right.
Yep, just like Chris Robbins is talking about, the Packers are using a ton of motion today.
Yep.
To see what the Rams are going to do and to get guys in good positions to win. I honestly feel like the Rams offense, if they don't score here, they're going to be in a world of hurt.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. This is absolutely Cam Akers over the right side. Good 4 yards. That's good. This is one of those things, like we talked about, they have to keep up. They have to keep up and hope that something breaks their way. They get a stop along the way. If they do not keep up, it's going to be over. The Packers are just too volatile. So we'll see what's going on there. We'll see how that goes. Dan Campbell, we did talk about him. We feel. What's the right word, Sandman? I was going to say confident, but I feel confident in the process and how we got there. I feel confident that he is absolutely committed to the Lions. I think where we landed, and this has been kind of a mantra for a long time, back around when I started my Wade. Oh, ouch! It's a sack. What was that?
That was a fast sack too.
Yeah,
that's that's a death sack.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do about it. The quarterback doesn't have time to prepare for the hit. It just gets
rolled up. Oh my God! Well, you got to block him. That's the problem there, guys. That's how he got there so
quality
fast.
Analysis.
Hey, look, I'm here to coach. That was Okwara sacking. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah, Romeo Okwara, untouched through the line for the sack. Okay, there we go. Let's get back.
There you go.
Goff.
We never get those sacks. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I did. Goff back. Good pressure from the line. Okwara from the left side. Ooh, they get the ball off, but Jelani Tavai makes a stop 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, holding the Rams to 4th down and a punting situation, this is the death knell for the Rams already at the start of the second quarter.
I think with Dan Campbell, I don't know if we can grade his hire until we see who he hires as his coordinators.
Yeah.
I think his rise and fall is going to be very similar to Caldwell in that he's going to have to get the right guys around him, more so than Caldwell did. I think if Caldwell didn't keep Jim Bob Cooter on, got somebody with more experience who was a little bit better.
It's about the 30, 35.
Yeah. I think Caldwell's still here.
Yep. And a flag.
And I think it will be very similar for Dan Campbell. He has to get guys that will work.
I think the difference between Caldwell and Campbell, there's two things I can't wait to see from Dan Campbell. The first challenge flag he throws, because I feel like that thing's going to go out of the stadium. Remember seeing Matty P
Oh
that
man,
first one, that was great. I still love that throw when he threw that. He was like, whoa,
tore his rotator cuff throwing that baby.
That was great. And then he's gonna be, of course, it's against the Rams. Fly against the Rams. It's always against the receiving team. What are you guys doing? Anyway, where was I? Sorry, I lost my train. Woo.
Woo woo. Exactly.
All right, 10-3.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, Ash makes a good point. You've lost all believability when you called Tavai making that tackle. That's just Tavai only makes tackles 10 yards down the field.
Yeah, he was immovable. The play broke right in front of him. But this is like fantasy Lions. Work with me here, okay? So there's some people. John is one of them, but there's some people there that are feeling a little randy when I make those calls, and this is what they need in their lives. Give them a moment. Give them a moment of hope. We've been starved as Lions fans. Just close your eyes and pretend that Tavai lost 20 pounds and gained 0.3 of a second. So that he could run a 5 flat. Oh man! All right, let's see. Oh yeah, so 248-782-8384, 248-782-8384. Let me get the. Darn it! I'm all out of sorts. I took the stats down at the end of the core or the possession, and we talk about it, and then I forgot to put them back up. So let me ask, and Ash, and you can talk about this in the chat if you want. Riz, if you're still around, I gotta text you here quick. What is it about the possibility, or what's the possibility of a tampering problem here of some kind? They're still in the playoffs. Everyone's talking and knows that he's the guy, supposedly, that he's going to be hired. We haven't had him actually in the building, as far as we know, for that second interview. We've done a Zoom interview with him. That is the one part. This is what's the words I'm here? This is a outlier from how the rest of the process was run, right? The rest of the process seemed very thoughtful, very deliberate, very well planned. This feels like they woke up and said, F it, let's do it, right? And just ran with it. This doesn't seem... So that being said, it's so out of character and it's such an outlier. When did they talk to him? They had to have talked to him another time. What's going on?
It's kind of weird because you're right. It feels like... What it feels like is that he's probably their number one choice, and if he has another good interview, they're going to offer him the job. But they haven't had the opportunity because the Rams are still in the playoffs, so they can't do in-person interviews with somebody that's on an active team for COVID reasons.
Right.
So part of me says that these reports are probably just that he's number one on the Lions, and they're not interviewing other people, or the people that they wanted are gone, or however it works. So he's basically the only guy left. But
nice little pass out to the left. Didn't get much out of that though.
No, see, that's what speed of linebacker does for you.
Yep. Tavai out there really making the moves. John, you feel like Arthur Smith was the guy and he burned him?
Yep.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
Remember when Wiz burned us though? The Wiz and Hunt?
Well, that's the thing, right? I think coaching is a crapshoot. And I think you and I have talked about this, Chris, where hiring in general is a crapshoot. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know who you're getting.
Yep.
Even if you have a million interview processes, you still don't know what you're getting, really. So
no one says, hey, look, I really tried not to do work that often. I try to shirk as much as I can in the interview, right? You don't find that out until they're sitting in the seat shirking work and not doing it. So an interview is only as good as the interview. They've done all kinds of work with behavioral interviews, trying to get underneath and find out what it is and what kind of person you're dealing with. But absolutely, Andy, like you said, it's a total crapshoot. And the Wiz, he Caldwell lasted longer than the Wiz did.
Yep. And it's one of those things that the Lions have gotten the fancy guy before. They got the hot shit coordinator. That was Patricia.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about how Matt Patricia is ready, how smart he was, how X's and O's he was, and he turns out to possibly be the worst Lions hire ever of all time.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've got other coaches that don't have a ton of fanfare. You know, Kevin Stefanski
Thanks to
got
Matthew,
no fanfare.
Thanks to Matthew Stafford, he didn't get the 0-16 hung on him, but he dang well should have with that defense. That defense was horrible.
The worst Lions defense of all time.
Yep.
Of all time. And it's not arguable. Statistically, it's the worst of all time. The most 40 points games ever given up in NFL history. You know, the most yards against the Lions, the most points against the Lions, the most everything.
What was our average yards a game? 30 or points per game? It was like 30,
32.8 or something. Yeah.
Wait, 32.8 given up. How many do we score though? Because we were like, it was like 27 or 28, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like 27, 28.
I mean, think about how many points we scored and how many games we lost. You score 28 points, you should be able to win 3/4 of your games. Mm-hmm. Easy. At least.
You know, just for comparison, the 2014 team gave up 17 points a game on average. You put this offense with that defense, and that's
16-0, baby.
Oh, man. Johnson just knocked himself out. Oh,
yeah.
You can't, you know, they teach that stuff.
You know you're in trouble when they're putting the 10 up around you.
It's so awful to me watching NFL guys run into tackle with their heads like that.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you know, like it's been a rule long enough that these guys grew up with this rule. And you're just putting people in danger. And for what? The guy was already wrapped up. You're just trying to knock him out instead of yourself.
Oops, missed that. Another run play.
Man, the Packers are gashing them.
Yeah.
Gashing them.
Yeah. Oh, let's be a hold.
Flag.
It won't be a hold. It's never a hold against the Packers in Lambeau.
Not if the refs know what's good for them. They're going to get poisoned cheese after the game.
What is it about Wisconsin? Are these people from Racine? What's going on? All right, man. What? And that's another thing. The Packers. Do you remember? And I'm going to pull a name out of Christmas Past here. Sam Congato. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Guy was a superstar for a year, right? Came up. They had nobody. He was like their fourth, fifth running back, and they had great running back. Fill-ins throughout, and then they get down to Gatto, and it's like, oh god, here we go. And the guy just destroyed. He was awesome. I happened to pick him up in fantasy that year, which is one of the reasons I remember him so fondly, because he just killed. What is it about the Packers finding good running backs and quarterbacks? I just don't understand how they continue the cycle over and over and just don't revert to the mean. Lions up 10-3 over the Rams.
And that's the question that I think the Lions asked themselves this year was, how do other teams just continually do it? Like different coaches, different staffs, different players. It just always seems to work. And I think that that's 100% why they brought Spielman in.
Yeah.
When your team has a culture and you draft culture fits, it's going to happen. You're going to just find consistency. And that's what the NFL is. You're consistent, and then you get a bump up, and you're in the playoffs, and you are fighting for a Super Bowl. You get a bump down. Maybe you only win 6 games that year.
Yep.
But good teams, that's what happens. They ride the wave and, capitalize on opportunities. And that's just the one thing the Lions have literally never done.
Yeah.
Not once.
Now let me
How
ask
much are you pouring?
10-second pour. 10 second in a tumbler, and then a can. How much of, oh boy, that was actually a bigger pour than normal. Oh boy. I hope I fit the whole can in here. Let's put it that way. How much are you worried, or do you think the possibility exists that Dan Campbell is a transitional coach for this team? That he's there so that Holmes can get some talent, build this team back into some semblance of a NFL caliber team. Dan gets some experience with a team he loves, gets his first shot at head coaching, which everyone gets one, and then it takes him another one to figure it out, unless you're Stefanski. and then we hire the guy that's going to take us over the top. I mean, could it be that Campbell is our Jim Schwartz, if you think about how we built up last time?
I mean, it's 100% possible. I've thought about it a lot since the news came out that Brett Holmes isn't tied to Dan Campbell. Mm-hmm. He didn't hire Dan Campbell. He wasn't a part of the interview process for Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell comes in here and blows it, doesn't do anything with this team, and we end up with, 2 years, 3 years of just building a better roster with no whatever. Then that's when you bring in your real guy.
And you bring in your real guy with a new quarterback, right?
Yep. And I don't want to make the assumption too loud that I think that Dan Campbell's just a transitional guy. But if he was the transitional guy, they have it set up almost perfect. Like chef kiss perfect.
Yeah.
As far as, who hired him, the people that hired him aren't going anywhere.
Right.
They're not going to get fired.
Right.
So.
And you just think about, again, well, here, let me just put this out here because this is how we're thinking about it.
Gotta love the. Here it comes. I'm ready.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. No, I'm just joking. Sorry, I put the big build up there. No, I think you put the situation together where Holmes doesn't have his guy. Campbell isn't the right guy. Stafford isn't the guy. This could be all about building out the players and the roster and getting to a point where they can do something with it. And that's really it. I just wanted to play the little break.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is true, right? I'm not saying this is the case. And I hope Dan Campbell absolutely stuns me. And I hope that Matthew Stafford absolutely just kills it. I just think it's going to be so hard this year. This year, with the number of draft picks we have, how difficult it's going to be to build anything out of this team. You have kind of two choices here, I think, when you think about the draft. Round one. No, first we'll go free agency. You sign Robinson. You got to get Robinson. Whatever it takes. Whatever you think you were going to pay Galladay or he wanted, that's what you pay to someone like Robinson, right? Yep. And you get him in there. And you can probably hang on to Jones, but you need another wide receiver. Can you get him in free agency or not? I'm not sure. But if you can, then all of a sudden you can do something with that first round pick. And you do some of that Holmes magic. Maybe turn it into a couple seconds, a first round next year, and whatever. You can turn it into something. And what I like about getting more picks is not that it's going to help us with this next season, but it's the next draft, where if you're at that place where you're really thinking that there's Rodgers with a touchdown.
God, Rodgers is just so good at it. He's the best.
I hate him.
He's the best.
I hate him. He's so good. I hate him. I really, really wish I could like him, but he's just such a smug-faced son of a gun. But it feels like, and this is going to be hard for Lions fans, if this is a situation where the team is really, look, we're going to get some talent this year. We're going to build a base kind of set of a team. We're going to fix a lot of the problems, but we don't plan on going anywhere. We're really working on building value so that next year or the year after we have the treasure, the capital to trade to get the quarterback we want, to move up. And I don't want to say it. This is going to be an example that's going to scare people. But when the Bears moved up to get Trubisky, right? Hopefully we would take the Mahomes in that situation, but to actually spend the capital to move up and acquire the capital to be in a position to do that. Because you have to be thinking right now, look, I want Matthew Stafford. He won us 5 games this year that we otherwise wouldn't have won. If Jared Goff would have been our quarterback, we'd have been 0-16. No question. If Baker Mayfield had been our quarterback this year, we'd have probably been 0-16. Just the way the cookie crumbles here with what we had on the field. Matthew Stafford has a very, very special arm, but he's not going to be around forever, and you can't plan for that, right? If you get to the point where Matthew Stafford is still rocking and rolling next year, you can start talking about a contract and using that capital to really build into a team. And you sign him to a 4-year deal. Let him play till he's 37. If his body can hold up and he looks like he's in a good position to do that, when he has a good defense and he has some weapons, great. I mean, think about how long has it been since he's really had weapons? Since Matthew Stafford's had the weapons that you would want a quarterback to have.
Well, I mean, he's never really had running back weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue Reggie Bush and Joik Bell had that one year that was good, but that was still kind of a weird year.
Javad Best. What was that, 2011?
Yeah. Yep. 2010, 2011.
That 2011 team was just thrilling. Just thrilling. His speed, he was awesome. Had Calvin. Do we have Chris Durham still then, though? I mean, there was always
Bryant Johnson.
Yeah, there was always some gaping hole on offense for the Lions. It was so embarrassingly bad.
Yeah. That's just crazy. Did you happen to catch the crazy snap there?
No,
on the extra point.
I missed it.
It almost went behind the long snapper or behind the placeholder. That was crazy.
Well, they are 30th in special teams.
That's true. Well, we don't know what that's like. We've got perennial all-timer Don Molbeck back there.
And the three-legged monster. The three-legged monster Prater. And then Jack Fox comes in. Wow. I mean, of all the places, right? So we're gonna build this team different. I can just hear the meeting right now, Patricia and Quinn, right? Look, I know the Packers are good, but what can we do differently to beat them?
Here it is. Look at that.
What the? Oh my God. And then is he going to... No. Okay.
No, watch this show pass. Crosby almost dies. Like, his whole head and neck get blown back.
Yep. Oh.
You need to have looser chin straps, Crosby. You got to learn from Rodgers there. Got to leave one of them undone, so if anybody touches your helmet, it twists around.
He's like, no one's supposed to hit me, man. So yeah, you got Quinn and Patricia sitting there. They're having a meeting. We got to do it differently. We're going to think differently. We're going to really innovate in the NFL. What is it going to take to put this team over the top? Patricia turns. Special teams, man. Special teams is where it's at. I think that's where the real weak spot on that Packers team is that special teams. Let's get Coombs in here. Let's get Fox. Let's get the three-legged man, Prater. We got Mule back. We're good. We'll kill him. We'll destroy the Packers on special teams. Ooh, I like the way you're thinking. I like how this is coming together. We don't have to spend a whole lot of money. We can do this without in a bad cap. This is it. Sign them. Let's go. Special teams. Right? Is that how they did it?
Yeah, I think that's... I mean, that was what Bob Quinn, when he came in, that was like one of his things, right? Was building depth, and that's where your depth goes, is on the special teams.
All right. Here's the deal. No one's thinking we're gonna surprise everyone. See that Jared Davis guy? Special team superstar. First round.
Third round Miles Killebrew? Or was he fifth round? Fifth round Miles Killebrew?
Yeah, I think he was fifth. Yeah. We're gonna have the toughest
drafting all special teams players from the third round back.
Oh my God. Where did they come up with this? I mean, we did wind up really good in special teams, right? Oh, nice. That's Cam, right? It's a good 15 yards out of Cam. 16-3. They definitely have to put 7 on the board right now. The Rams need 7 yards. Facing this Lions defense, I'm not sure that they have a chance. But
man, look at that hole. That's a nice hole there.
Yeah. Oof.
No, the Packers defense just isn't super inspiring, but when you have the number one offense in the league, it kind of forces other teams to do things they don't want to do. I think the Rams want to run the football more, and I think they're going to try, but if they don't score here and the Packers score again, they're going to have to start throwing the football because they're just not going to have enough time to score in a cloud of dust and catch up.
Yeah.
And that's really where, I think I posted a tweet earlier this week about how 7.5 teams in the top 10 defenses were offensive-minded head coaches. And I think, there's something to be said about that. The teams that put the pressure on the other team to score have an easier time on defense because they have to worry about half the amount of plays.
Yeah.
Normal defenses have to worry about. You're looking at facing half of a playbook instead of a whole playbook.
Until you get you're playing against Jim Caldwell, because then it's like, ooh, we got the lead. We can slow things down a little bit. Let's change things up and keep the. We don't want to hurt their feelings. We just want to win the game, right? He's played too much youth soccer. Oh man, God, that Burger King looks good. I'll never eat there in my life, but it looks good. I had a bad experience, and then the dude with the king mask creeps me out, so I'm like never showing up there.
It's always a problem, the guy in the king's mask.
Yeah. The Kang. It's the Kang. He's coming at me. All right, who's winning Ravens versus the Bills? I don't think they're playing yet, my friend. Yeah, they play this afternoon or after this game. Let me Yeah, Ravens Bills is at 8:15 tonight.
I think that's an interesting matchup because I think both the offenses are similar.
You know what? He's asking our prediction on who's going to win. I thought he was asking who's winning the game right now.
Did you have a 10-second pour before the game started, Chris? Are you on 20-second pour?
I need to go up to the cocaine room again. Sorry, hold on. I'm so stupid. I mean, you could read it both ways, right? But I mean, how did I just read it like I read it like he thinks the game's on? That's how dumb I am, right? I'm sorry, Harry.
You're like Drax. You only take things literally.
Oh man, I can't wait. So just so folks know, Andy and Riz and I have already started the talks about when the plague goes away. Or is close to gone. We're doing a guys trip, and what do we come up with? It was going to be casinos, booze, golf.
I'm down for anything.
Ripper
I just
joints.
need to get out of the house. I haven't left the house.
Yeah.
It's been, and I don't even have a ankle bracelet on. Just trapped here.
I sent Andy a picture. We went out to breakfast today, and look, you saw. No distancing, right? I mean, you have to wear a mask when you walk to your table, but it's been like that since July. I'm too nervous to go out to eat often, but it is nice to once in a while go out and grab a bite, my man. All right, we got the Super Bowl coming. There's no COVID around the Super Bowl. They create a bubble around Tampa, so you should come in. You should come inside the bubble. We'll do a fireside chat. Oh, Cam, first down and more. 18 yards off the right tackle. Nice move. Cam Akers.
And there's times like, you watch stuff like, a nice 18-yard run like that.
Ooh. Going quick.
And
moving quick.
Going quick.
Oh yeah, this is what I love. This is what I love when you say F it, no huddle, let's move. I wish they didn't I wish the Lions did more hurry up, and not only at the end of the game and into the quarter. See, this is good stuff. Good run there. Minute 16 left in the half.
This is why you don't give up on the run, right?
Yeah.
But you have to keep it close in order to not give up on the run.
Yep.
Looking good, man.
Yeah.
This is the kind of drives I was expecting the Rams to have all day. And it's exciting to watch these players on the Rams work against the Packers defense in this way with these quick shifty guys and a wide receiver that force the secondary to stay wide.
Yep.
Because we could be looking at something similar in the years to come for our team.
Yeah, for sure. All right, you're inside the 10, about the 9.5-yard line, threatening to score. 48 seconds left in the half. The Lions defense in the red zone here. Jared Goff. God, he has a terrible spiral. I mean, come on. His balls. Let me rephrase that.
Worst balls in the NFL.
I don't know why. I'm 12. I don't know.
Did he go to the Senior Bowl? Did you watch him during the Elephant Walk?
They had to sew an extra patch in the front of his compression shorts. He compressed the shorts. They didn't compress him. And Jared Goff, we compress shorts. They don't compress.
Yeah, we're going to need to get Jeff's notes to see how good his hair was.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If he had a good-looking girlfriend or not.
Yeah, he's got a sweet living room, Jim. Oh, we're back. We got a pass. Goff looking. Throws inside down to the 3.5-yard line. Woo! I love the hurry up. I think the Lions should use this more regularly. I really do. I think interspersing a drive or half a drive. There it is. Touchdown.
Ooh,
there it is. That's what they needed exactly.
And that's what, like, an offensive mind like Sean McVay this is like his perfect stuff, because all those plays were different. They didn't even just hurry up to get to the line and then call a play out and look and see. That was literally get to the line, snap the ball. I think that that was probably predetermined. When we start going fast, this is the order we're doing it in.
Yeah.
And, that's impressive stuff by the coaching staff and by their offensive line on that drive.
That's a good catch right there. Yeah.
That's a touchdown, baby.
Yep. No, that's good stuff. And you're right. I think that because they script the plays, and it's because it's inside 2 minutes, right? And they know, okay, this is what we're going to do. I would love, though, to have those plays scripted, or your plays scripted from a there's 10 minutes left in the first quarter. I would love to see us play the hurry up, short the defense, run them down, especially early in the game, right? Start pushing it. Use the run. Don't give up on the run when you do that, but just play that quick game on offense and start putting some pressure on that defense. Get them guessing, get them rethinking. And if you do that, if you intersperse it at times that are unpredictable, right, you can shift a game. You can shift how the game is played and how they play. In a situation like right now where the Rams are against the Lions, that's what they needed to do. I don't care if there's, like I said, 10 minutes left in the second quarter. They caught the Packers and they broke them out of that habit. They broke them out of the place where we're dominating them, we're owning them, and they changed the game. And it's like, okay, now I got to do something different. If you just keep playing the same game, you allow them, when they're owning you or beating you, that you allow them to keep beating you, right? You're just beating your own head against the wall. Changing it up, using the hurry up and the no huddle changes the game often and changes the way they have to play you. And I would much rather be in a place to dictate to the other team how they're playing us, rather than just keep, and this is the Patricia mantra, right? Beat your head against the wall, because eventually that wall is going to go away. I just don't think that's the case. Now, there's nothing worse than running a hurry up and going 3 and out, right? And I have a feeling that would happen a lot this year.
That's the problem. Yeah. You run a hurry up, you take 6 seconds off the clock. 3 incomplete passes.
Tavai didn't even get his helmet off.
He barely made it to the sideline before it was all said and done. The worst.
Oh, man. Okay. Now it's coming up on the halftime show. We have something a little special. Andy's got his coconut bra he's going to put on. Do a little hula. So
I had to find real big coconuts. So.
Those are the compression shorts. Oh, man, this is good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I don't mind Campbell's commitment to the run as long as he's stubborn about it. That's where it can be a problem. Do what is working. Yeah, absolutely, John. I mean, what we've seen from the Packers in the first half today was a massive commitment to the run, but the pass is such a threat with that team. What happens so much, and Aaron Jones is just a great running back, right? Again, they plucked a good one. The guy, tons of effort, really, really good runner, knows how to find his holes, trust the hole, and when you don't trust it, to make the move to get free anyway. But the effort he puts in is just, second to none.
Yeah, so, I think the Packers, and teams like the Packers know that they can flip a switch.
Yep.
Even if the run isn't working, they're just like, all right, time to go 100% pass or 80% pass.
Yeah, and we'll come back to the run. We'll just come back to the run when they're all softened up with the pass, right? One or the other is going to open up the other one. So, yeah, no, Campbell's going to be interesting, and how the whole run works. I have a feeling the offensive coordinator is going to be the biggest indicator of how much of this kind of commitment to the run is. I know there was a lot of complaints about run pass this year with the Lions, and I didn't see that as much when I was looking and charting. It wasn't a whole lot of run pass. It was a hot.
And run pass works sometimes.
God, they gashed him there. That one hurts. 22 seconds.
Is this when the Packers score another touchdown with 24 seconds left?
It sure looks like it. They just put 20 yards up. in one pass. Oof.
Oh, that move. Oh,
Oof.
gross.
That hurts.
And that was a bad throw.
Yeah.
If that's a better throw, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. He puts it on the
That's
other
a
shoulder.
touchdown.
Puts it on the front shoulder, and that boy is gone.
That's interesting that they don't have Ramsey following Adams around.
It feels very Patricia.
That's one of those weird things, that's
so we
hard
don't
to...
we don't want Brandon Deuce Staley. I can't get over Deuce Staley.
People that, and I want to just throw this out there, but a lot of people that want Brandon Staley seem to remember that we also had the best defensive mind to ever grace the game of football in 2014, Terrell Austin, who came in and turned a mediocre defense into the number one defense in the NFL, and then crapped his bed every other season after that.
Yep. Oh, here it is. There. Oh my God.
Geez.
Oh my God. Huge. Was it another 20? Was it another 20 yards? 20, 25?
30.
Holy cow.
They're in field goal range right now.
Yep.
And they've got a timeout left. My man got out of bounds. God. That was literally the best play that they could have had in that moment.
All
with
right.
him getting out of bounds. So now they can do whatever they want because they still have a timeout to stop the clock for a field goal.
Oof. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much you had to drink so far?
Hey, this is Chris R.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Chris.
Thanks for joining, my friend.
I'm doing pretty good. I was trying to get around the Skype thing, but I couldn't figure out how to use it, so I just figured into it this way.
Yeah, that works great.
Old-fashioned.
Hold on. Stafford back, out of the gun, looks, throws.
Oh, my God.
Almost intercepted. Oh, my God. I got to keep calling that. I got to keep calling them as the Lions because every time I do, they choke. All right, anyway. Go ahead, Chris. We're big turning point here at the end of the quarter, so it may jump in a little bit, but once this ends, we'll definitely have all kinds of time for free flow talk. But what do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, so I didn't want to, I'm trying to call during halftime. I'm kind of a little bit hidey, guys, so.
That's okay.
But I will say that this is a very interesting off season coming up ahead, because I'm not sure how many people that we're going to want to keep from the BQ era.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw how quick that Bob Quinn overturned even just from Caldwell to Patricia. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a similar type of change over the next 2 years where we could see easily more than half the roster gone by this time next year.
Yeah,
I think we should see at least half the roster gone.
And so I will throw this out there. If that's the case, then from a business perspective, you absolutely must keep Matthew Stafford, because that's the only draw you're going to have. If you're throwing names out of, there's 3 for the Packers, and it winds up 19-10 at the half. There we go. If you're throwing your players out and refresh them with new ones, you'll have you'll keep probably Okudah or Rourier. I think he'll stick around. You'll keep a couple of these guys around, but fans want their stars. And after a year of COVID, of no people in the seats, the Fords do not want to burn the fan base to the ground. They want to do this in a way in which they can maintain the revenue stream, because I've heard reports that while they're running the team very much like they run the Ford Motor Company, right? They had, and I'm making the numbers up, $100 billion in sales and $5 million in profit because there's so much capital involved in building cars. It's much like the football team. There's not much really in the way to profit compared to, their margins are very, very, very small at the end of the day compared to the cost of all the capital. And I believe, I need my accountant friends here. I believe players are listed as capital on the accounting sheet. But the cost of capital is really the capital expense is really, really high, and the revenue is low. To not be able to bring people into the stadium because they're flushing much of the team out is going to be really difficult. So it's a long way of saying I don't disagree with the fact that they're going to revamp the roster, maybe 50% of the roster in the next year or two, but I think they'll keep Matthew Stafford around for the length of his contract while they do that, and then the last move is to pull their quarterback in to then take the team forward. And I think if you saw the Rams, it was a little bit similar. they built out the roster and then got Goff, and that's when they started making their push. So I think that's kind of the Holmes model, if you ask me. Chris, tell me I'm crazy on drugs and probably should be behind bars.
No, so I honestly, I'm still kind of in that middle spot right now because I very much see both ways. And I think that the thing that we have to consider with staff is the contract side. And if he's taking up $35 million a year in cap space, that's $30 less million that we can spend that we would have over a rookie contract. So on the cap side of things, and then plus you're getting the extra pick from a potential trade, maybe even more than one pick. So the value that you would add from trading Stafford would be able to go back into the roster, specifically, hopefully on defense.
Right.
On the other hand, then you have the thing where it's like, okay, what are the chances that you actually hit on your guy? And for me personally, I find it very difficult to want to trade Stafford without knowing who that next guy is going to be. Whether it's playing on tanking for a year and going with Chase Daniel and being like, okay, we are going to suck for a year. And we are going to basically be vying for the number one pick guaranteed with Chase Daniel. And then, like, okay, there's the plan there. And then you're going for Sam Howell, who I love, by the way. I think he's going to be better than Trevor Lawrence is. And King Slovis next year. Or you have, okay, maybe we're looking for, obviously now another thing too is Holmes is going to be kind of in that spot where he's not going to be able to have his guys for this draft. So maybe there's a thinking, okay, maybe we look for picks next year, or maybe we trade back from 7 this year for a future first, or whatever, and then we stack up picks, kind of similar to what Miami did, in a way, and we go for that future build. Then you have, okay, how much do we like Trey Lance? How much do you like Zach Wilson? Are either of those guys going to be there at 7? Or maybe Justin Fields, but I doubt it. Or do we like either of those guys enough to either A, bench him for a year behind Stafford, or B, make him the day one starter and rebuild and use that cap space that way? And next year you're freeing up like what, $40 million cap space if you do that. So there's a lot of potential options still on the table, and they all have their pros and cons. I think that's kind of going to be very interesting to see what we value comparatively to the other potential methods that we have open to us right now, because we have a lot more of a clean slate than a lot of people are making it out to be right now. Like the cap space wise, like we have a lot of people we can cut the free cap. A good portion of this roster are just low level fringe guys like Godwin and Webk, who he's not going to do anything next year, I don't think. So it's about finding kind of that build that we want to go for and what's the timeline. So
yeah,
I think keeping Stafford.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people are missing is that when you draft a rookie QB, like the way that it's been done by other teams, you have a window of having him cheap, and then you have to operate and win within that window. The Lions, to me, are not close to being within a window. So if they want to take a quarterback this year, I wouldn't think that we would compete until the 4th year or the 5th year option. And then after that, then you're paying that guy more than you're paying Stafford right now. Who knows in the future. But then you kind of run into those funky things. The Rams are kind of in that right now with Goff, where they paid him a ludicrous amount of money, and he's like not living up to the same thing.
More so.
Yep, exactly. So there's like that awkwardness, right? That when one team, I think the first team to do it was Russell Wilson. They like lucked out, hit hard on Russell Wilson, and the team was already built around him. I kind of agree with you. If you can get, good numbers for Stafford and it makes sense, I think, and you don't think you're going to win for the next year or two, then yeah, you just need to stockpile and you need to get ready. But I think otherwise, risky.
I think Ash nailed it. They're only one player away at 22 starting positions.
The 35th ranked defense.
And I think the one thing that's kind of going, like, this narrative, like, okay, if you don't trust your GM to find the quarterback, your GM's not going to hit on any other position. I don't believe that theory. Like, I mean, we see what the Rams have done in particular, and that's the thing that where Holmes comes from. Like, they didn't necessarily hit on Jared Goff, but they've hit on so many other guys that I don't believe if you miss on your quarterback. Even Chicago is another example, like you brought up Trubisky earlier. And the Eagles won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles recently, with what's under their contract, and giving up all that capital for him. So I don't necessarily believe that theory that's going around where, like, oh, if your GM misses on your quarterback, they're not a good GM, or like they're not going to build the rest of the team around the quarterback or whatever. You can miss on your quarterback and still hit on the other picks around him.
Well, and I'll tell you, quarterbacks are a really, really difficult position to hit on. You can. Sorry, I was blowing out there. You can spend all the scouting and all the work you want to do, but Haskins is a great example. A lot of people thought he was going to be a pretty good quarterback, and he winds up being a head case, right? I mean, that's kind of where things are right now. Justin Fields, he might not be a head case, but we'll see where he's at. There's just such a crapshoot. Herbert, right? I saw him at Senior Bowl, right? I mean, Sandman, we weren't very high on him. We weren't very high on him at all.
I thought he looked horrible during the Senior Bowl.
Yeah. And it was like, oh god, this is a joke. 2 years in a row, nobody is, no decent quarterbacks at the Senior Bowl. This is really tough. He turns out to be pretty studly. It is super, super hard to find yourself a good quarterback and bet on that quarterback in the draft. And there's a couple of sure things, but Ryan Leaf was a sure thing to go back, right? I mean, Trubisky did not. I don't know, when he was drafted, I laughed at the Bears that they traded up for him, right? But I didn't think he was as bad as he wound up being. And wow, right? He was nothing like he was supposed to be. Quarterback's just so hard to evaluate for an NFL team. Folks don't recognize, and again, so many. I mean, think about it. We've had Matthew Stafford since 2008, right? 2009.
Yeah.
There's so many. I mean, if you're 26, 25, and you're a Lions fan, you've never seen anybody else as a quarterback. You have no sense. It's like when Nate Freese came in and everyone got shook about kickers and had no idea how bad, how rough life was with the bad kicker, right? Because we had Eddie Murray and Jason Hansen, and everyone's like, oh yeah, it's just kicking the ball. It's nothing. People are like, oh yeah, all of a sudden. A quarterback is just an easy piece to trade and move around on the checkers board. We've seen Harrington and Chuck Long and all those guys run, Kidna, all these guys running around as absolute, like, the best we can do. Scott Mitchell broke every Lions quarterback record until Matthew Stafford got here, and Scott Mitchell is absolutely forgotten, other than his weight loss show run that he did. That's the biggest Hall of Fame he's had since he played for the Lions. He
was the biggest loser.
Yeah. People don't know how bad it can be here in Detroit. I just don't think they understand. And when they talk about throwing Stafford away or pushing him out, I just don't think people recognize how hard it is to find your guy. I think if I'm Holmes, I am absolutely playing Stafford for the last 2 years in his contract, and I am absolutely giving him the best team and the best support he can to win. After a year, it's going to be contract time.
Reevaluate.
I'm going to be able to see what I have in Matthew Stafford if his body can hold up. If he's a guy that can play till he's 37, 38 years old, right? If so, he's a hell of a quarterback. I don't care who you are. He's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now. If you can keep him from getting hit, if you can get yourself a decent line and keep him from getting hit all the time, you got a quarterback who's probably top 7. He can absolutely win a team a Super Bowl. He could absolutely do that. Can you keep him safe? Can you keep him healthy? And then can you commit to him? Because you think a rebuild is rolling the dice. You think a rebuild is tough? Go ahead and get a quarterback. Go live through the Joey Harrington years and the Scott Mitchell years and a decade of not having a quarterback and being a quarterback away. Because man, that was the most painful Lions football I ever freaking watched. Ever.
I'll be right back.
All right.
And even like with Dante Culpepper too. Like Dante Culpepper with Minnesota for a while was like the thing.
Yep.
With Randy Moss and Chris Carter and all that. And then he came here, and what did he do here? How many people even know he was a Lion?
Oh,
like if you ask people on the street about if Dante Culpepper was a Lion, like people don't remember that.
No, you're right.
So, it's very interesting to see. And then staying on the Vikings point, we saw what they did with Kirk Cousins. Like they paid Kirk $40 million plus or whatever, because he was the only real competent quarterback available in free agency that was a vet with experience.
Right. Mm-hmm.
There's just so many different pathways that you can go.
Let me roll something out there. Let me because in the chat, Craig Ferguson and Craig, I'm not calling you out to beat you up here, right? But you give us a good talking point here, right? Draft his replacement at 7. If you can trade him for a first and a third or something, then go for it. You're not going to trade him for a first or a first and a third. I don't think you're going to get a first for Matthew Stafford, at least not this year.
I mean, you could, but it would have to be a desperate team. Yeah. And even then, is whoever you're going to draft in the first round better than Matthew Stafford? And if you trade him and you don't draft a quarterback, then you're telling your fan base that you are, I don't want to say tanking, but tanking for you.
Let's put it this way. Let's just straight up go. Do you think Trevor Lawrence, the consensus number 1 quarterback in the draft, is better than Matthew Stafford?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'll start with
Okay, I think he will be within the next 4 years. I don't necessarily know if he is day one, but in 2023, we'll say 2024, you're giving yourself that 2-year window that you don't necessarily have with Staff. Especially with Staff not being under contract at that point, and the uncertainty with that, and having to pay him, and maybe he gets the next big deal. Those are 2 years that you're paying Lawrence $5 million compared to Stafford $40 million plus.
Sure. But hold on with me.
I get that side of it.
So you're talking. Okay. So who's the number 2 quarterback in the draft?
Probably either Fields or Wilson. For me personally, I have Fields, but I definitely understand Wilson too.
Sure. Either one better than Stafford?
No.
So you got to go to Trevor Lawrence. What kind of capital is going to cost you to get Trevor Lawrence?
5 firsts.
Probably.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would be something really ludicrous.
So you're sitting here looking at your
7 and 4 first.
Yeah. So you're sitting here looking at what's in the draft, what's out there, and you're saying to yourself, "I want to go get a quarterback, but I can't get one better than what I got right this year." I will stand behind my point that you need to build up the capital in the draft, wherever else. You have to do some trading. You have to do some horse trading. You have to get yourself in a position where you can move yourself to get that quarterback that's going to be better than Stafford, because you're not going to get one now. If you trade your whole world and get Trevor Lawrence, maybe in 3 years, we'll give him a shortcut. We'll say 3 years, he's going to be better than Stafford. What's the rest of your team look like? You got no wide receivers right now. You got no linebackers. Your safeties aren't that good, and you got no front 4, front 3, whatever, front 7 on your defense.
Front 11. Yeah,
on the defense. So he's going to be out there running for his life. Your stellar quarterback, and you've got no team at all around him because you've traded away everything you got. It's easy to talk about. This is where I'm at. You have no capital to work with other than free agency. You have to do everything you can to shore this team up with Matthew Stafford at the helm right now, and reevaluate in a year, and then again maybe in 2 years, and then make your move for your quarterback. That's the play for this team. You can't blow it up. You don't have anything to get a quarterback to rebuild with. You can't blow it up. You can't. Oh, we're back in the game. 15 minutes in, or 15 minutes left. Okay. You did the whole halftime with us, Chris.
It was nice.
Go ahead. Wait. Let me get the first play.
Okay.
Let's see. They got out of the 25, so I think it was a touchback, unless it was a perfect run back to the 25. All right. Stafford gives to Swift. Swift is gone. Swift is absolutely gone. He's absolutely gone down to the 15 of the Rams. DeAndre Swift with like a 55-yard run. My goodness, what a running back.
It's looking too easy.
We played him in week
Too
3.
easy.
Say what, Chris?
Flashback to when we played him in week 3. When
yeah.
did the same thing though.
Yeah, God.
So, yeah, going back to the QB thing, though, real quick, is the one thing that you do have the potential for that I think is, okay, you have to be committed to this, for sure. But the one option that you do have that does interest a little bit, maybe, is, okay, we get a first-round pick for Stafford. We don't think he's going to be worth the first-round pick ever again. We use those 2 firsts on defense, and we start Chase Daniel for a year. And at this point, we're sucking.
Oh, yeah,
we are committed to sucking for 2021. And then, or it couldn't necessarily even have to be Chase Daniel. It could be some other random bridge, whoever it is, maybe a late round rookie, whatever. But you are committed to sucking for a year with the hope that, okay, we're going to be the Dolphins with Tua, we're going to be the Chargers with Herbert, we're going to be whoever it is, picking Jaguars #1 with Lawrence. We're going to be whoever it is. The Colts did this with Andrew Luck, for example. The Panthers did this with Cam Newton, for example. There's a few examples of this going on throughout history, and we're going to take our guy after a full year of scouting, after a full year of evaluation with Holmes in the 2022 draft.
I'll tell you.
And at that point too, the other thing you have to consider is you get the extra first use on defense. So we have either or wide receiver. So you have your 2 first-round picks this year, or another first next year if that's what you choose to do. And you also have the $30+ million cap space to build around the defense. So say you sign a top safety and a top linebacker for agency like John Johnson and Levante David.
I'll say the Miami one was a good one because the Miami, I mean, if I think of the Colts, I remember my friend's a big Colts fan. Suck for luck that year. I remember all that. Mm-hmm. They had a really, really good team. They had a really good team. They were in just a crap situation because Manning was out because he had the neck thing, right? Yep. That's the only thing that cost them, and that tells you just how important a quarterback is, by the way. Okay, so they were able to turn that around. Miami is a good one because they had a fire sale. And this makes my point. They came back. Oh, they stopped them. They came back and got Tua. And here we are with a guy that's afraid to throw the ball farther than 10 yards. They've built their team, and they got the quarterback. And he may not be the guy. He may not be what they thought he was. He may not be the team that's going to lead that team to victory. And they've got all kinds of talent now that they've built up on that team. And this is when they're supposed to be making the run and throwing it on the back of their quarterback. And that's the big role. So, look, I'm all about we are going to need to replace Matthew Stafford in the future and in the next few years. The problem is we touchdown Green Bay Packers.
We do touchdown.
Touchdown Detroit Lions. We have no talent on this team. None. Hey, Levi, how you doing? I see you in the chat there, buddy. We'll talk about Bieniemy in a minute. We just don't have so. Getting a quarterback is just it's a bad move right now. You're going to break them. I love to make the comparison to Tim Shovelday way back in the day in the Red Wings because he was a good goaltender, but Detroit killed him because they surrounded him with incompetence, and off he went, and that was the end of the story for him. Key players so often in Detroit just get run off or destroyed, or careers never blossom into their potential because we spent all this money or capital on somebody who was great and surrounded them with trash. And sorry, this is the hard truth, especially if I think of it from a business perspective. Matthew Stafford is your quarterback because you can't afford a quarterback right now, and you need everything else. He's just going to carry you through the end. He's going to be a fan favorite, but I don't think Matthew Stafford, unless this team is built and he can hold up, Matthew Stafford is the guy that's ever going to win anything in Detroit, and that's the saddest reality of the Detroit Lions. It's another superstar that whose career we wasted.
Yeah, so I guess the hope would be that, okay, like if you're putting on training staff, he goes to, say, the Colts, and he ends up obviously fixing their problem because Rivers was their biggest problem this year. Mm-hmm. I don't think that that's really arguable. So, okay, you trade Stafford to the Colts, and then you're like, okay, so we have $30 million cap space. Let's go out and sign John Johnson from the Rams. Let's go out and sign Levante David with from the Bucs with the cap space. That fixes your LB1. That fixes your other safety opposite Tracy. Okay, so now we have 2 first-round picks. Let's fix the wide receiver problem with, say, Devontae Smith. And let's add, I don't know, not necessarily running back or tight end, but what other guy could be available? Defensive lineman, Gregory Rousseau, I guess would make sense. Christian Barmore, maybe, with the interior line. Okay, and then next year you have your mid-round picks, too, which, of course, is what Holmes is known for. So maybe you hit on a depth guy at linebacker or depth guy at safety or whoever it is. And then you reset and say, okay, next year we have added a couple of free agents to to fill the holes in our defense, a couple of early round picks that we believe can be the guys at their spots for the next 4 years plus. Now we just need the quarterback. And then that's when you get into where the Bears are. That's where you get into where the Colts were. That's where you get into where the Panthers were, again, with Cam. That's where you get into all these other teams. And then you kind of just have to hope that you draft the right guy at that point.
Yep.
And that you're either bad enough to land the guy or your team around him is good enough to where you can pull a Texans or Chiefs and trade up for that guy.
All right. Sorry, I'm doing I'm doing production stuff, a lot of stuff. No, Sandman, I'm going to let you do that, and I'm going to pull something up really quick. Thank you for that.
No, I agree. I think we really, we can talk about all these options and who we think, we could pull from free agency. And, I think the reality of it is that the Lions are not a good landing spot for free agents. We've never been a very good landing spot for free agents. So it's hard to have a firm plan. And I think we watched that happen live with Bob Quinn, that stupid idiot. Was like, I'm going to get the best tight end on the market. And then we ran an entire year with no tight ends on our roster because he was like, oh, we're going to get some tight ends out of free agency. He got nobody. That happens. So I think, we're in a weird spot where we really don't know what's going to happen, especially until we know what kind of defense we're going to run or any of that. But I have a firm belief that this first year is going to be rough. It's going to be very rough. And I think if they somehow find a way to get in Allen Robinson, or really this free agent wide receiver class is pretty crazy. If they get a top 5 wide receiver out of this free agency class and manage to get one of the 2 Alabama guys at number 7 or the guy from LSU at number 7, we could watch we could watch a fun offense, and our defense. I mean, there's no place to go but up for our defense, but who knows?
What?
But risky. I think because you're right. Like if we could get Levante David, if we could just patch a few holes on defense, we could be looking at something big here. But it's who knows. Who knows? And then who knows who they're going to release with everything, We could end up with, no defensive linemen that fit a scheme.
Yep, and the other thing, though, too, is you have the potential to move Stafford literally at any point, right? So, for me, I'm not necessarily a fan of trading staff, say, in February, but if you're after the draft or entering day 2, and you're like, okay, so maybe we love Wilson, and he did fall to us at 7, and we took him. Then, okay, at that point, staff becomes a little bit more expendable because you have your quarterback, you have your plan, or whatever it is. Or after free agency, okay, so we did land this guy. We need the cap space. Let's move staff. And then because we have those guys that we're going to be adding value with. So maybe trading him during the preseason or during camps or during day 2 of the draft or whatever it is would be my personal preference, because at that point you're seeing what the vision, the plan, all that stuff really is, that it's coming to fruition. And you're not just hoping, okay, maybe we sign this guy, or hopefully this guy falls to a 6-7 or whatever.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what we'll see, because Holmes seems like the kind of guy that doesn't go into a draft willy-nilly. He has an idea of what kind of players he's looking to get that will help his team win. And I think that, if they're honest up front about it and they do take a quarterback at number 7, you kind of just have to say, okay, that's what they thought. That's what they think is best for the team, and that's what they're going to do. And then we'll go from there. And I think you're right at that point, because every year a quarterback gets hurt. It happens.
Yep.
And if a team in the playoff hunt right before the trade deadline, their guy gets hurt, you have 2 quarterbacks on your roster. You just send Stafford for a first-round pick or whatever you can get for him. Hopefully it works out well for Stafford and that team, and then hopefully the Lions get another high-round pick to keep moving things forward with an extra first. But, I think, we won't know until if Dan Campbell is our coach. We've been talking the whole time that he is, because that's the reports that are coming out. But until he gets his coordinators and we see what he plans on running, if he brings in a 3-4 guy and we can say, okay, well, some of our guys aren't going to be gone now. Penasini has a place here. Or if he goes with a 3-4.
There's always a place for Penasini. Sorry. I'm just so terrible. Go ahead.
But,
Go ahead, you're fine.
But if we bring in like a 4-3 guy, then a guy like Penasini is a stopgap. He'll be playing on a team and on a defense that he probably shouldn't or doesn't fit on, but he'll play because he's who we've got. I think the quarterback thing will be the same. I think if they think that they can turn it around fast enough, I think Stafford stays for the rest of his contract.
I almost got your thing ready here, buddy.
About the injury-wise is, like you just mentioned, like every year the quarterback gets hurt. The big concern, I think, with the people who really want to trade staff is the injury risk. Okay, is he going to be able to play through with the broken back, or what's the re-injury risk, or if he gets hurt again, is he going to retire, or whatever will be done? And if those things happen, then you're picking high enough to get your quarterback the same way you would if you traded him in the first place. Right? I mean, does that make sense? So, you're still ending up in the same spot. We may not have gotten the first-round pick for him, but, the difference is what? The defensive tackle, maybe, that may or may not be good? Like, the difference, the risk there is a lot less than the risk of, to me, trading Stafford being good and then busting on your quarterback.
Okay, I've got your graphic ready and ready to go up, Sandman. Whenever you're ready. I'm sorry.
Let's do it.
So okay, all right.
We've been talking about drafting quarterbacks, and we've been talking about, and a couple people, and I think Ash was talking about how the hit rate on quarterbacks is so bad. Here is all the first round quarterbacks taken in the last, not
10 years
this past draft, because we can't really say for sure. That's a lot of misses. That's a lot of open-ended ones. Cam Newton won an MVP, but hasn't really done anything after that. Andrew Luck retired early.
Let's go through them. Starting in 2010, right? Because 10 years in, you would think you would know these names, right? If they were great picks. Number 1 overall, Sam Bradford in 2010. 25th.
I feel like we know his name because a lot of Lions fans were, why don't draft Stafford this year? We can get Sam Bradford next year when we suck more.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we all know the story of Tim Tebow.
Yep, number 25 overall went Tim Tebow. Let's move on to 2011. Cam Newton. He's had some success. He's definitely had some success. He's an interesting, polarizing quarterback. Number 8 overall, Jake Locker. Number 8. We're number 7. We could get better than Jake. Blaine Gabbert at 10. Christian Ponder at 12. Move on to 2012. We got Andrew Luck. Okay. RG3. Ryan Tannehill, who's a very interesting kind of case study.
Yep. Who knows? Like, he looks good with the Titans and he's played well, but he was a stinker before that. And also he's like 46.
Yep. 2013. EJ Manuel, 16th overall. I don't remember hearing
that was the weirdest draft ever. Only one quarterback.
Yeah. 2014, Blake Bortles, Johnny Football, and Teddy Bridgewater. Not a lot of names I'm hearing. We should be hearing some of these guys now. They're, you're 5 years on. This is right when they should be in their prime. 2015, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. Darn it. Okay. Well, maybe 2016 has it. Hey, we're watching Jared Goff right now.
Yeah.
And then number 2, Carson Wentz, who's man, he's in a weird place. 2018, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen.
Yep.
Lamar.
Oh my gosh.
I want to call him Lamar Alexander every time. I don't know. It's the same thing with Spiro Agnew.
Brutal story.
And Kyler Murray, right? I mean, look at the hit rate. Now, you look at it and it's like, did we suddenly in 2018 and 2019 get some great quarterbacks? No, you got some guys who are early. God, the Packers are gashing them again. Who we'll see 2, 3, 4 years from now where Baker is, where Kyler is. I mean,
yep, and that's where like the hit rate, when you look back over, back in the day, that's where it gets harder, right? Is because guys look good early a lot of times, and then they turn out to not be anything, 3, 4 years down the line. And
let me ask you, when you look at this list, we've got, up on the screen right now, what name do you put Justin Fields by? When you see him, do you see him as is he Baker or Josh Allen or Andrew Luck, or is he Blaine Gabbert or Jake Locker, Blake Bortles, right?
Yeah, Mariota.
To me, he's probably more somewhere between like a Teddy Bridgewater and a Cam Newton. So not necessarily like the greatest thing. Like you're not getting Andrew Luck out of it,
and
but you're also.
So you say that, and this is let's just kind of put that where it is. So Bridgewater went 32, Cam went number 1, so we'll say he's 15, but he's going to go higher than that. You look at all these guys, when they pulled Blake Bortles at 3, or Mariota at 2, or Wentz at 2, or RG3 at 2, or Ryan Tannehill at 3, Jake Locker at 8, Sam Darnold at 3. All these names, just Rosen at 10, right? They were probably, Justin Fields would have probably get the same ratings from folks when those guys were picked, if he was around back then, right? You just look at that and you just say how difficult it actually is to evaluate a quarterback in the draft, and how difficult it is to find somebody who is actually going to be successful. Fields, he may be successful, right? He may be. But there's absolutely no guarantee, and he is just not right. He's not warm in the cockles. Let's put it that way. he's like, okay, he's our chance. He's a roll of the dice, I think, is more where people are at, because we need a change. We need something different. He's not it. So now you're like looking at the whole draft and you say Lawrence is probably the one guy that's better than Stafford, maybe in a couple of years. Now, does it make sense to draft a guy that in 2 or 3 or 4 years is going to be better than Stafford? Sure, except you don't have any capital. And boy, how great would it be to take a swing and a miss and wind up with a Marcus Mariota, for example, that you drafted this year when you have no talent on your team, and you traded away all kinds of capital to get Marcus Mariota, and now you don't have a quarterback or talent on your team. That's kind of where my head's at when I think about it, and where we are with the team. We have to build draft capital. We have to get players on this team that are NFL caliber starters. I'll go to Jelani Tavai again. You cannot have him on the field next year. He might be. He actually might be playing for the Detroit Lions next year and on the field next year for the Detroit Lions, because that's how bad that linebacker room is. And do you think that if he's on the field, Justin Fields is going to be the guy that's going to turn things around for this team? No. It's tough. It's tough. Sorry, I hate to be the Mr. Doomsday here, but it's.
I'm always Mr. Doomsday when it comes to drafting quarterbacks. I never want to do it.
Yeah.
2009, I was a young buck, and I was on board with the Stafford train. But if we were in the same boat now, I would be nervous about drafting Stafford. I would know that we needed to take a quarterback there because you're number 1. And you basically have to.
Yep.
but boy, oh boy, it's there's no guarantees in this. And you look at guys like, the quarterback from Alabama, and like, yeah, he's super accurate and like his numbers look good, but there's a ton of guys like that come in and just don't do diddly widdly. And that was just first round quarterbacks. We've had like Russell Wilson in the third round and Dak Prescott in the third round that have worked out, but the hit rate beyond the first round is exponentially worse. So when
Tom Brady.
when your first round picks look that bad, woo.
Yeah. Gun shy.
So the question then becomes: are we going to be able to add assets and value around Stafford before the end of the 2 years? So it's basically, I guess, the same question, except the difference is you don't have the cap space or the assets you get back from Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
So are we going to be able to build a team around Stafford within the next 2 years that can compete, or?
I think so. Here's my build strategy. If I'm the GM, I build a team around Stafford, right? But I'm not drafting Kenny Golladay type of receivers that need Matthew Stafford and who can hit those Stafford windows in order to be able to catch a ball, right? I'm getting guys with speed, separation, all that kind of stuff. I'm building a team that's making life easier for Matthew Stafford because, again, we'll evaluate him, but I'm building the team around him. And then by the time I get to the end of my 2 years, right? But I have to start thinking about it ahead of that if I'm the GM, because there's the whole contract negotiation process and everything else. And he playing on a year with no contract is going to be pretty tough, especially as cheap as he is. It'd be really easy for him to just walk away and retire. So we have to figure something out there, right? But that aside, I build my team around Matthew Stafford, and I get myself to a point where I have the capital and the ability to trade for picks and maybe make again, I hate to use this analogy, but I trade a couple picks and make the move and get my quarterback like they did with Trubisky, right? They made a bad pick with Trubisky, but hopefully the Lions and Holmes will do a better job than Pace did and get the quarterback. I just don't think now's the time. It's just not the time, absolutely, because you don't have the draft picks to give up. You're just going to break a young quarterback, and frankly, you have to get him quarterback this year other than Trevor Lawrence, and you're not going to get him, right? The Jets and the Jaguars will never let Trevor Lawrence escape those two teams. No one's trading away for him. Nobody is.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, well, let's pull a Chiefs Mahomes, let's pull a Texans Watson, let's pull like a Washington RG3 type move. Jackson Darnold.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I just don't. The Lions are just in such a crap position because teams that blow it up often have player capital to blow it up. So like, the Jaguars traded Ramsey. They had player capital. The Lions have zero player capital. Nobody wants any players on the Lions that the Lions can give up, realistically.
Yeah.
Like, are we really going to trade like
Jamie
our
Collins.
center? Are we going to trade our left
Trey
tackle?
Flowers.
I mean, even then, like Trey Flowers. I don't know if other teams would even absorb his contract.
Mm-mm.
Probably not.
Not at the expense he's at. No, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and that was another one of those good old boy trades, I think, where we overpaid for somebody because he really fit the scheme.
Yeah. Yep. So Levi and he's been around since like we very, very first started. Levi, he's been a lot of fun. He's been awesome. Has a great point. If there's a can't miss prospect, the Lions draft him first round. If not, draft defense, keep Stafford. That's exactly it. I think there's a can't miss wide receiver that's going to be available in the first round for the Lions, and that's why I think they get that wide receiver, and that's what makes Stafford's life better. I think with that wide receiver, and I'm just kind of just burying the stake in this one, but signing Robinson from the Bears, all of a sudden your offense, you're in great shape, right? You're already in good shape. You're scoring 28 points a game, but you're in great shape.
24 points, yeah.
Yeah. You're good. You've taken care of that, Matthew. We've gotten you weapons. We're not hurting you, putting you in a position where you've got to check down 15 times. Go ahead and score points, right? And that's good. Then I turn around and I say everything else. I'm all in on defense. Every penny in cap, everything else. And very quickly, I think this team could suddenly be 8-8. I mean, if we could pull 5 wins out of our ass this year with this team and this defense, there's nothing to say it's not a pretty quick turn to get you to an 8-win team with Matthew Stafford at the helm and some extra talent. And then you've got a whole draft full of picks. I think you've got all your picks in 2022. You can start making some moves. You can start then thinking about what your quarterback situation is if you have to. That's just the way things are. Yeah, Crappy Channel, you're right. We only have 3 wide receivers. That's why we need at least 2.
And I feel like...
Go ahead, Chris.
I feel like the other thing that kind of is going under the radar here is just how bad the coaching held back this team.
Great point.
Like, I mean, with a competent coach, like if we have Jim Caldwell, for example, I actually like Matt Patricia a lot more than I did Jim Caldwell. I was one of the longer lasting Patricia defenders out there. I'll openly admit that. But like with Jim Caldwell, this is probably a 7-9, 8 team roster wise.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think this team was a lot closer to being a 8-8, 9-7, or 9-8, or 10-7, or however they're going to do it now with the 17th game type of team than we are a 4-12 team. So I feel like that, and of course the injury factor too. Matthew Stafford was dealing with the injury thing. Kenny Galladay was out, however many games he missed. It had to have been double digits, right? 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, and that doesn't include all the defenders that we had that were struggling, especially Tracy Walker, who's not that bad as he was this year. Jeff Okuda, who hopefully is nowhere near as bad as he was this year. Goodness. Amani has room to grow still, and upside there under new coach. So there's a lot of things that did go wrong last year that maybe with the new coaching staff don't even necessarily go right, but don't go wrong or don't go as bad as they did last year.
Aren't complete. Yeah. Dumpster fires, tire fires. Hey, Chris, I'm going to let you go. We've got a couple things going on. I'm going to hit these, and I appreciate the call. Great conversation, great thought, and look forward to seeing another article from you at DetroitLionsPodcast.com.
Well, there we go.
Ooh, see?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get back into that stuff, and I have some things I'm planning on doing and figuring out. I'm working on pro rankings right now.
Nice.
So kind of like evaluating these pro guys, but yeah, definitely happy to talk to you guys for a little while today. Hopefully you guys stay safe, stay healthy.
You too, brother.
Happy New Year, all that good stuff.
All right, my man. You
Thanks,
too.
Chris.
Be good, Chris.
Me too.
Damn, I'm so bad at hanging up.
Floundericious. Fraley did not leave yet. It was rumored that he was going to leave, and then
he didn't.
He didn't. So we'll see once we have a actual head coach.
Yep.
See what happens.
There's a couple things that have come through here that I have to hit on. Darn it! God, the chat is so good; it just flies by, and I see it, and I'm like, I want to say it, but all right. Oh wait, Jim Young. I love this guy, man. He's so great. Say we draft a new quarterback. Hypothetically, where would I get a jersey for him? I am so glad you asked, Jim. Fanatics.DetroitLionsPodcast.com is where you get all. You want a Red Wings sweater? See what I did there? I went all Canadian. You want yourself a nice Tigers? It's a jersey. You need your Pistons tank top? Head on over to fanatics.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. They've got the greatest stuff available for all your sports needs. You want to show your cool school stuff from your team? Go on over fanatics.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. They give us a little kickback when you do that. All right, thank you, Samson. Oh wait, there's one before this. Sorry, I'll get you to Samson. It's David or Darren Byrne. Good one. Matthew Stafford is the bridging quarterback for Matthew Stafford. It is so true. Better, more honest words have not been spoken. All right. Sad that Stafford's been here for 12 years, and the first time I feel like the Lions are doing a legitimate GM coach search and the will to build an actual team around him. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
I think the first time, I think they got it right with Martin Mayhew and Jim Schwartz, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they were the right people to, at the time, for what just happened, but that was pre-Stafford technically. So
yeah. Yep. What do we think about Kerryon going forward? I think he's just going to be gone. I mean, this is hard. Actually, I have to rethink about this. Chris made a great point at the very end of the call that ties directly into this. I don't know how much of Kerryon's not as good as he used to be in this was a coaching problem and a scheme problem versus a Kerryon problem. And that's something we're going to have to really see evaluations on in training camp. And God, I hope we can go to training camp. Sandman, we can't have this homogenous reporting that doesn't seem real.
I'll be there whether they want me there or not.
Yeah. Oh, Cam Akers with a touchdown.
Nice.
Touchdown.
Nice.
Brings it up to 17-25.
Is that a direct snap? I think so.
Was it? Did I miss that? I just saw him with the ball and hooking it.
I think the best way to score is to keep the ball out of Jared Goff's hands. Even if it's just for a quarter second.
Yep, that was straight Wildcat. Nice. That's good. And so here's the worst part. Cam Akers has had like just season best weeks the last 3 weeks. Before that, he was pure ass. And my guy was on my fantasy team.
Of course.
I wasted an early pick on that stupid piece of crap. All right, they're going for 2. They're down. They get the 2. They're down by 7, right?
Yep.
So they're trying to get it into. Oh, they're crying about movement. Here we go. Goff back. Quick pass. Ooh, I love that. Quick pass, backwards pitch, and in goes Cam Akers. That's a nice little play. Nice little dipsy doodle. I don't know if dipsy doodle's all right, but
I mean, dipsy doodle sounds fine.
Okay.
It's okay. Razzle dazzle.
Yeah. God, that's a beautiful play. I like it.
And because it's a 2-point conversion, it's way less risky.
Yeah.
You fumble that or whatever, even if they return it.
Yeah. Nice. All right, it's a 7-point game, 141 left in the third. Boy, we talked through. That was a great play. We'll give you guys a couple cues. We've been falling back on that or falling down on that. Sorry for that. We're going to give you guys some cues about the where we are in the game so you can line up with us. That was really good. I have to tell you, I've been getting reports about Pam Oliver. Can someone hit us up in the chat? People are saying that maybe she's drunk, maybe she had a stroke, maybe her face is frozen. Those are three different speculative pieces that I've seen come through. So please, folks, let me know what you're thinking. And my wife is rubbing in that I had Cam Akers in fantasy right now. Thank you on the text. Okay, yep. So there we go. Let's see. Flounder, but is matured to injured. Yep. More. Let's see. Okay. One of those stories of your fandom. I got hooked big time into the Lions because of Kevin Smith out of Central Florida, my alma mater.
Oh, good old. I loved
Kevin Smith too. Yeah. God. Took him a long time to mature into a professional athlete.
He had the worst running style ever. He ran like backwards. He was like
yeah.
Like he was so upright he was backwards.
Oh, when I do that, you can see the FTP. I'm running like Kevin Smith. Yeah, no, that's pretty funny. That's Fraley. We talked about Hank Fraley didn't leave, but God, if there's anything this team needs to do, this is we should have Fraley watch. Actually, I have some connections with the Fraleys that I'll tell you, I built these connections after Senior Bowl, after we started talking about him. This isn't me like talking, hey, Hank Fraley is great and kissing butt, and then, hey, let's use that as a way to get in, right? No, this just kind of grew more organically. I have some connections with the Fraleys. We were going to have them on the St. Jude show, but the COVID situation with the Lions broke the first time it broke with them, and we were unable to get that to work. I'm gonna let things play out. I'm not gonna put them in a position that makes them uncomfortable with all the changes and everything else with coaching and teams and everything else. But whether they stay or no, we will talk to the Fraleys and see what it's like to be.
Nobody puts the Fraleys in a corner.
Okay, I'm gonna play the audio from Pam Oliver. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if we...
What's going on? Checking with Pam Oliver.
Hey, Kevin, I asked Matt LaFleur about how does he continue taking
Aaron Donald. He says, I'm not concerned about that. We just need to simply execute our plays. I also talked to him about the tempo they successfully had with the Rams to end that half, and he said, I expect them to do way more of that in this half. He also said about a half away from reaching the NFC Championship game, tried to lure him into that, and said one play at a time.
What in the world? Okay, I'm downloading. I'm gonna get that video right now, so I'm gonna put that whole. She just Pam. Holy free holies, Pam. I love this kind of stuff, though. I gotta say, okay. Let's see.
Oh goodness gracious, poor Pam. Poor
Yeah,
Pam.
yeah. Love us some Pam Oliver. Actually, I seriously disliked her because when she very, very, very first started, she covered a Lions Thanksgiving game and was much less than kind about the Lions in her reporting. I was like, F Pam Oliver, man. I've disliked her ever since, but she wasn't wrong. Oh, there you go. Oh, you. Look at you. All right.
Frozen face Pam Oliver.
Is it frozen face? Is it a stroke or is it drunkenness? We'll see. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen here.
Turn the volume up a smidge too for us.
All right. This time the audio will be much louder, I promise. It just takes a little bit of
I think it's only 35 degrees, Flounder. So it's not that. I mean, it's cold, but it's not like -10 cold.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we're gonna get Pam. I know you guys. I'm doing this at the fly, so work with me, okay? Just work with me. Got to get my Pam Oliver audio so we can hear it as well. There we go. That's sometimes you guys, we throw these things up here and we don't actually hear them when they play, and it's really crazy. It's stupid. So where is it? Here it is. Okay, this should do it. Okay, I'm going to pull it full screen here. Let's get Pam Oliver, and you folks can see exactly what's going on.
Woof.
Ouchies.
Something's not good. You know, she didn't look that bad to me, but you know, like if I was to
her face,
say,
like her mouth isn't right for her.
If I was to say what she sounded like in a picture. Looking bad, man. Not great.
You got the background game. I mean, that's
like a
brat
style
ever.
left in the bathwater too long.
That is one of the best ever. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I'm back. I'm recomposed. I felt that was as funny to me as when Jordan Love was drafted right there. Oh man. Let's see. Rumors are that Aaron Glenn will be Campbell's defensive coordinator from a quiet. No, that was John Glenn. My goodness. What kind of show are we watching here? Oh my goodness. Aaron Devon Glenn.
That would be a very classic new head coach move, to hire a defensive backs coach from his former place. That's you know, if we're going to draw the Dan Campbell and Jim Caldwell lines, this is a parallel line, because that's exactly what Caldwell did. He hired the defensive backs coach of the Ravens as his defensive coach. And John Glenn is the defensive backs coach of the Saints.
John Glenn is a defensive back coach of the space shuttle. Oh my God! Oh, shout out to.
I mean,
whoever
we
squares
already
for
got rid
Friday.
of the rocket scientist. What are we doing? Getting John Glenn in here? It's too late. Rocket scientist is gone.
Is it too early to make a joke about the Columbia disaster? It is. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I'm not sure about this. I'm not. This is not.
You know, this is what we were talking about earlier, is that I don't know if I'm going to be excited or happy about any coordinator that hasn't done it. A rookie head coach, a rookie GM, rookie coordinators. Woo!
Ash is trying to talk me down because this is what he does. Aaron Glenn is a very highly ranked candidate and has interviewed for head coach positions in the past. He's interviewed for him, but how? So, rookie.
I mean, it's worked out in the past. I mean, that's not to say that he won't do it. I'm excited. I'm going to be excited no matter what because Patricia's gone. If we have exciting football, I won't give a crap. Take my money, Lions.
Stafford.
Here I come. If I can watch fun football. Yeah.
Oh.
Stafford in the gun, throwing it to
no, that
a
was
new wide receiver, Jamar Chase, maybe?
It was the pass action instead of the play action.
Oh, pass action.
He handed it off and then the motion. Oh, what? Oh, no. He fooled me. Oh, he did it again.
We should be talking about this football game and the fact that Rick Wagner hasn't gotten hurt yet. It's a miracle. Look at his stance, though. He looks like me picking something up off the ground.
Well, it's not, at least it's not as bad as me doing it.
Straight.
I mean, the only one worse than me is Pam Oliver. Oh. That was not a backwards pass. Calm down, Mr. Rams. All right. There we go. 3rd and 7 for the Green Bay Packers. They're up by a touchdown. 13:33 left in the fourth.
This game's a lot tighter than it was looking early.
Yeah. No, this is there's some concern on the faces of the Packers. They're using tempo here. They're coming up the ball quickly. Rodgers in the gun. He's going to read the defense. Aaron Donald looks a little concerned, but he's hungry. Jones to the left of Matthew Stafford. Sorry, in the gun. Tight end splits out to the left. Donald steps back, gets himself a run, moves, tries the bull rush, gets shut down. Rodgers on the run, throws it away. 4th down and 7 from the 50-yard line. Looks like they're going to have to do the old puntarooski. I don't know.
The old puntarooski.
It sounded like it was all right.
I mean, it started okay,
yeah,
and
it ended on puntarooski. We'll see. We'll see if it's a fake punt, and then you'll know what a puntarooski is. Oh, look at him immediately calling. He touched me. He touched me in the bad place.
Well, as long as he didn't touch him in his fandom. I think we're all okay. We're all okay. That's the only no-go zone we've got.
Oh, they ran into the kicker. Oh, those idiots. Fandom. Damn near killed him.
Here's a picture of Rick Wagner in his stance / me picking up a penny that's really smooth and hard to pick up off a smooth surface.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
The right arm's doing all the work.
It really is. That femur is about to give out any moment.
It looks like just his ankle's taped. It's actually taped all the way up to his inner thigh.
Oh man. Okay, there we go. A lot of fun. This is interesting. Now the Green Bay Packers were forced to punt. You have a chance. The Los Angeles Rams are feeling themselves, and they feel like they're in the game. And this will be interesting. This is a crucial possession for the Rams. Absolutely here.
It really is. If the Rams can find a way to score here, then we're looking at a much different game than it looked early.
You guys got to tell me in the chat to refresh the stupid drive chart because it works for a while and then it freezes. I think they think you're just getting bored watching their feed. All right. Punts 41 yards. The Rams. Here we go. Went to something a little more lightly alcoholic.
So do you say slightly alcoholic?
More lightly alcoholic. That might not be a phrase now that I think about it. All right. What do you think? What's the key for the Rams on this drive?
Score. I think it's as simple as that. I think if they score, then we're looking at, the Green Bay Packers that are looking a little off kilter. It looks like the Rams have finally possibly made that adjustment that they needed to make.
Yep.
And, the Rams making adjustments has kind of been their MO all year.
Yep.
And if they start being able to slow the Packers down like they have looked like it, this is going to be a game, man.
Yep. Let me hit, Waxo had something earlier. Let me get him here. It was a good one. If we go with all new staff, you have to be ready for a full rebuild. Oh. And he also said Chris Durham might be available as a wide receiver pickup. Did you know that Durham was a roommate with Matthew Stafford?
No, that's not true.
Yeah. And they grew up, him and Clayton Kershaw grew up together too.
Were they all buds?
They were all buds. Boom. 5 yards, 8 yards, 7. Okay. I don't know who number 12 is in the Rams, but he caught the ball for 7 yards, and I think that's worth at least $1 million. Jefferson, there you go. All right. Yes, they are playing tempo. I like this. This is what I talked about. This is exactly what I talked about. 12 minutes left in the quarter. They're putting tempo in on the Packers. They're changing the game up to make the Packers play their game. First down. There you go. I love this. This is what I think the Lions need to do. I've been asking for this for years. I love to see a team use tempo when things aren't going their way to change things up. This is good. Oh, they wish they had TJ Hawkinson right now.
Yep, and it looks like they're going with more 3 wide receiver sets.
Yep. And Kupp is out. That's a huge loss for these guys to have Kupp not playing.
Oh, a huge loss. He's their, he basically is their tight end.
Yep.
The same way Anquan Bolden was technically a wide receiver here, but really was used like a tight end. Oh, man, you hate to see Smith stiff arm like that.
Yeah.
Psych.
Oh, hate to.
That.
Just makes me so upset. And Kupp's a wide receiver. You said tight end, and I was like, wait.
Well, no, I was saying he's used like their tight end, and
got it.
Always open.
Okay, I shall shut up. After Riz started doing Raheem Morris for,
I was confused during that whole thing, and I was like, but I wasn't ready to call him out on it because I wasn't sure if I missed something or not.
Exactly, that's where I was.
It sounds like he's talking about Raheem Morris, but then he keeps saying Todd Bowles, and then
I was so tired. I'm like, maybe I just missed something of his career. I'm just gonna be quiet and not. Oh, so here, this is for you, Riz. Ooh, Chris for the assistant to the new offensive coordinator. Thank you. Oh no, he's talking Chris Robbins. Damn, I always read the wrong things.
Assistant to the offensive coordinator.
I could do that. Do you know that I saw a report, it was like a year and a half ago, the guys that haul the water around the sidelines, the Gatorade guys?
Yeah.
50 G's a year.
Well, so here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize you have to go to college for that.
Yeah. And they're there at like 5 a.m. and they're there at 11 at night and then we're going. But still, if that's what the guys doing the Gatorade thing are making, assistant to the new offensive coordinator, it's got to be 150 G's, right?
I think if you're going to be anything, you're going to be offensive to the new assistant.
And I can do. I'd be good at that. That's actually probably the job I've been groomed for.
Truly, yeah.
That's my natural state.
Oh, the Rams have got to pick it up here. I think.
Weird.
I think at this point, if you're McVay, you have to start thinking about how much time am I going to take off the clock? How much time are the Rams going to take off the clock? Because I have a feeling that whoever ends the game with the ball is going to win.
Yeah. It's 18, 3rd and 18. It's going to be ugly now. God, they just came through and had a Goff potato. All right, 10:45. You know why? It's because they quit using tempo.
That's true. Oh, Whitworth got
Destructive.
smoked.
It's like every single one of the front seven got a hand on Jared Goff there. All right. Let's do one of these. Help people key in a little. Oh, timeout from Goff. McVay. You don't call timeout. I call timeout. Don't break your thumb again, you son of a bitch. I'll do it myself this time.
Anytime somebody calls a timeout that's not the head coach, I get flashbacks to
God.
when we won that game and then we didn't.
And then we lost it.
Yeah.
The Lions, I mean, we know how difficult it is to be a Lions fan. We know how difficult it is for the Lions to do well and how things go wrong. What do you think the most Lions moment, like of all the crazy stuff, right? Where we lost the game or we won the game but then lost it. What's the craziest Lionsy thing, for lack of a better term? What's the most Lionsy thing ever?
The most Lionsy thing in recent memory is getting arguably the hottest head coach and him being the worst ever.
Okay.
It's very Lionsy.
Yeah. Oh,
Dan out of the back of the end zone is a good one.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Man, I don't.
I mean, there's been so many. It's like hard to pick from. It's like, like choosing a favorite child.
Oh no, I can.
If you're the Duggars, 30 kids.
Schwartz challenging the flag against the Texans at Thanksgiving. That's a good one, Darren.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a really, really good one.
The face to the hands penalty against the Bears. That's a good one.
That's a good one too. I think
Falcons 10-second runoff. God. How about the batted ball?
The batted ball.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I'm gonna
now
tell
you're just ruining my Saturday, Chris.
Sorry.
I was having a good Saturday watching football that doesn't include the team I hate / love. And now you've done this.
Hey, this is a 25-18 game, the most predictable score in the NFL. Come on. See, face the hands. Has to be Schwartz. Schwartz challenging Thanksgiving again. So close to success, but not quite there. It was right. The challenge was right, but the rule was just effed, right? I mean,
that shouldn't have been they should have just let him pick that up.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Des Bryant running out on the field without his helmet, 20 yards and not getting a penalty.
Oh, God, you hurt me. Let's see. It has to be Schwartz challenging a touchdown because they changed the rule. I want to tell you, no one said this yet. Morningweg taking the wind.
Oh, the wind.
The wind. But it was a pretty windy day that day.
Nobody scored against the wind all day. Yeah. No. God.
Oh, God. How'd you guys miss the wind? You're all a bunch of kids. Rodgers' signature Hail Mary every year. God, that's just painful. Calvin
Drafting
rule.
Freeze.
Oh, my God. Freeze. Yeah. Or Landis. How about drafting Landis? We should have known. That first year with Bob Quinn when he drafted a long snapper.
That was such a,
doing?
and we should have known because that was such a Bill Belichick move. Like smartest guy in the room type of bull crap.
Oh, Matt. So, okay. Ashley brings on it. Lions coming off a 7-9 season. Matt Ryan's first career pass, a long TD. Matt Ryan makes this giant debut and just wipes the floor. It was like the Matt Flynn game. It was like, how many quarterbacks have we made look like freaking superstars? We should actually get cap space back for all the money that other teams spent because of how these guys did against us. That's a good one, Ash. Calvin rule, drafting Freeze. Oh, God, I didn't even think about that. Drafting the long snapper. Yep, Flounder, you're me, buddy. And again, I just want to give a shout out to Flounder really quick. for all the money and effort he put in on the St. Jude thing. He buried thousands of dollars in that with us. It was a really, really cool thing. So thanks, Flounder, man. Would not Stafford a top 10 quarterback fetch 2 first-round picks? No, not in the market.
No, I think teams, if teams are willing to give up 2 first-round picks, they'd probably want to draft their guy.
Yeah, and so he's a little older. A fringe franchise quarterback like Cousins gets $30 million guaranteed. That's different, though. That's different. He was free. He didn't. It was just a money exchange. And if there's one thing, and this is, if you guys seriously, the Slack chat we have for the Patreon people is the smartest place in the universe. Ash Thompson, he started a thing, and it's so true. The salary cap is a social construct. It's not real. It's just not. It's a social construct. That $30 million is nothing like a couple of first round picks. So interesting. We're just not going to get it for him. F and Ebron, yeah, Darren, you're right about that. I'll give you an anti-Lions moment from way back when. Thanksgiving in the 90s, and Jerome Bettis calls heads during the coin flip in overtime, but the ref ignores him and gives it to us.
Well, okay, that is an anti-Lions thing, but Jerome Bettis is from Detroit, so is it really an anti-Lions thing? Is it really?
How do you
He's
F
from
up
Detroit
a
and was
coin
a
flip?
Lions fan.
How do you screw up a coin flip? Really? I mean, there's few things in life. There's few things in life that are easier than flipping a coin, right? I mean, 6 years old, you're down there, you're working with a dime. That's classic work right there.
Oh yeah, the Lions crowd getting told to be quiet. Yeah, what kind of bullcrap was that?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was horrible. The dome. What was the first lewd joke I made in this podcast? I think it was the first one. Was when we interviewed you. It was like episode 4 or something. Sandman.
Yeah.
Do you remember? It was about the Silver Dome. Yeah.
The best blowjob you'll ever get.
Yeah. That place
all
was
you need
crazy.
to do is open 2 doors in that place. It becomes a wind tunnel.
Yeah, you leave at the end, and it was like normally there's like a crowd trying to like get like funnel into the doors. People were like being blown out. It was like it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it made Trubisky look like a mid-tier. He looked like a Hall of Famer. Darren, don't undersell Trubisky's great work against us. Let's see, Bennett. Lions crowd. Ebron gives up. Oh, is Inspire. That is our #1 video on our YouTube channel. Ebron gives up. And if you type Ebron gives up, it's the #1 YouTube hit. Unfortunately, they stole the money for it because it was straight out of the broadcast. But it is absolutely the worst when Theo Riddick is fighting for his life, and Ebron turns his back to the play, and he's like, to the sideline. It is absolutely Eric Ebron in a bottle. God, that guy.
Yeah, Titus Young was a pretty good Lions move until he lost his mind.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, one of the things that I was thinking about is Super Lionsy. Do you remember the Titans game where Stafford got hurt, and I think Sean Hill threw that Hail Mary and Titus Young caught it?
Yeah.
And then Raiola snapped the ball before anybody else was ready.
Yeah.
Cost us the game. It was in overtime. We had one play to score, and then we were going to kick the field goal and go to.
It was done. We had it right. Yep. Oh my God. Raiola flipping off the fans. Was it? It was Raiola that got in a fight with the Green Bay marching band too, right?
Yep.
It's so great. Player died while mowing his lawn. Right, got hit by a car. And a check, right? Or was Andacek the guy that had the heart attack in the game? God, so many Lions things. They don't let it call him in the air because of that game. Yep. Titus Young is totally a Lions move, and then went insane. And it's interesting because Bobby Ross went absolutely insane after coming to the Lions too. Mm-hmm. There's some of that left.
The Sue stomp.
Oh, the Sue stomp, yeah.
Yeah, Floundericious. I had a dentist whose name was Identity.
Oh man, high school
Prentice.
marching band kids. Yeah, that's the Green Bay marching. Okay, what do we got? 18-25. The Packers have the ball on their own 34-yard line.
8:14 left. About 30 seconds left on the play clock.
Yep. Quick throw to the right. First down. See, that's.
God damn it. It's hard looking at his smug face. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it so bad.
Yeah. It's exactly. My wife and I. No, his knee doesn't touch. Of course, it doesn't touch. Freaking Packers.
Yep. Look at him.
Oh God. My wife and I both absolutely we'll be like, okay, it's just the Packers. Fuck the Packers. Whatever. I'm gonna watch it, and then they show something just like that smug, stupid, punchable face.
I paid good money for that FTP cake.
Yo, oh my God. I gotta find the picture. Okay, next. Oh, good. Nope. I was like, good coverage. Yeah. No, he split 3 guys. Let me go back and see.
God, yeah, Nate Burleson trying to save his pizza.
Oh my God. That was a big one.
God dang. Oh, I wasn't doing anything nefarious. I was just out at 3 a.m. getting pizza, driving on the freeway.
Yeah. Put me on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. He did a fantastic job. That whole game, just too good.
Here we go.
I enjoyed that thoroughly. I don't even have kids. I haven't watched Nickelodeon in 20 years.
Well, that's your mistake, my friend. Here it is. I've got it.
There it is.
Oh, my.
All right. The Rams have, they have to score twice. And do it quick.
All right. I got the cake coming. This cake isn't a lie, unlike, what's his name, Johnny B. Wang or something like that, whatever his name was. Hi, Shawnee. Welcome to Congratulations, Coach Sal and his family. God. Buy my mixtape.
Johnny B. Wang.
Buy my mixtape. Maybe I'm over frustrated by dumb people. That's
probably, it's possible.
I expect too much. I expect too much. All right, let me get here. I got the cake coming up here shortly. So to kind of, I gotta look and see which email address I sent it to because I'm not that smart. Set this up. Let's talk about the cake a little bit, so folks know the context of the cake that I'm about to put on the screen here. But.
So the Lions called me up and they said we have an extra suite available for the Dallas game, and this was 2 years ago now. So no Stafford, nobody, but they were giving me a decent discount on it because I pay good money for my tickets. So I invited Chris. I invited Malcolm. If you're on the Slack, I'm sure he's in there. He joins us here. He calls in every once in a while, and a bunch of people. And in the process, they said, "Oh, do you want any food or drinks or anything?" And they had cake on there. And I asked them. I said, "Well, can I decorate the cake?" And they were like, "Yeah, as long as it's nothing, like lewd or anything."
Profane.
I was like, "Oh, let's just put my friend's initials on there. FTP."
Where is it? I just had it. Why isn't it showing? Darn it.
I trusted you, Chris.
I know.
I thought you were going to hit us with the
There it is.
With the cake.
Here it is. All right. You sold it too early, my friend.
Oh.
Hold on.
Couldn't drag it out too long.
God dang, this thing's huge.
Okay. So you need to cut that. I'm going to clap so that you know when that was.
There you go. That was
the Lions chef made this for us. The Lions pastry department
made us that. Oh, Tulloch, that was a good one too. Yes, this cake was the bomb. I mean, this was when it showed up in the suite, Sandman. And again, I got to say thank you. You treated us to one hell of a time there, man. I can't even thank you enough. That was absolutely fabulous. Yep, Jim, you were there. You saw what was up. Jeff won the trip to join us. It was great. What a good time. And it's funny because it was such a. iconic Lions moment, much like the things we've been talking about in the chat here. It was such a big moment because there was more Dallas fans at Ford Field than there were Lions fans. So they were just going crazy for us. It was so nice. All right. Oof.
Jeff always wants cake.
The cake is a lie. Johnny B. Wang was a liar. Oh, what do we got here? Wifey brought me a little bit of pizza.
Well, that sounds good too.
I'm going to have a quick moment. It's not. All right. 32-18, absolutely still winnable. I mean, this is right in where we predicted for the final score, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, we just need the Packers to. So for me, I need them to score 6 points, and the Rams to. I think I set 25 points for the Rams, so
Oh, nice.
I was close.
Riz is in the chat.
Yeah, what kind of pizza is that? Is that Detroit style pizza?
I'm not sure. It just came in. I didn't even know my wife they were getting pizza.
I mean, if we're going to talk about the best kind of pizza, it's free pizza.
Yeah, it's
And
unexpected.
It doesn't
free
matter
pizza.
what it is. Free pizza.
Yeah. Riz, call in, man. 248-782-8384. 248-782-8384. Or, my wife made it. That's why it's so good. I think she made it on naan bread.
Ooh, naan bread.
Yep. Riz, call in. Let's figure it out. Riz said,
"Look at these trash fans making the fans in front of them cold."
Yeah, it's already cold enough there. You saw Pam Oliver's face. Riz, call in. Let's talk about this. He says, "I'd eat cake off the ground to go to Vegas right now." Let's plan this trip. Make me feel better. I need to get out. I need to see my friends.
That sigh was perfect.
It was so real. It was actually absolutely genuine.
All right, this is game here.
Here we go.
This next play. Man, those guys are still cooling
They're
people
so
down in front of
cold.
them.
So cold there.
That's where Pam must have been sitting. Oh no.
Yeah, this is it. There's a game.
Oh jeez, that's game.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. See, but this is perfect for me because now the Green Bay Packers will kick a field goal. And then the Rams will score, and then the Green Bay Packers will kick a field goal just to shove it in the Rams' face, and my prediction will be spot on.
Yes, you can talk
Just
about
the way
Pam.
I planned it.
You can talk about Pam Oliver or Christina Pink, and it's Christina with a K, Jeff. But call, yeah, talk for sure. I'll tell you what. Staley's available now. The Dan Campbell head fake is over. Be ready, folks. This is all just a big old. Goff's hurt now. Yep, look at his face.
That's the face I make when I lose playoff games too. You know what makes me mad? They have these 4K cameras that just look better even on normal TV.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have crap cameras up here for this angle, this view.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it looks like
the
crap.
most important view, right?
Yeah. Like, come on, Fox. Come on, everybody.
Is this Riz?
It is.
Did you have a stroke too?
What?
What happened to Pam Oliver?
I love Pam Oliver. Don't just Pam Oliver. It's cold out there.
It's just cold. She didn't have a stroke and she's not drunk?
No. So you do know that she has, like, serious, like, she's gotten injections for migraines and stuff before. So cold is probably not the best thing for her.
Oh, now see, Riz comes in, makes you feel like shit. See how this works? See, he's my conscience.
You reap what you sow, you know?
No, she can talk to me anytime she wants to.
I don't disagree.
Even with her wig. Yeah.
Did you see the sideline picture of her? I just put it up on my background for you there, Jeff.
Suboptimal for sure.
Yeah, extra windy.
And Christina Pink.
Yeah.
What about Christina Pink? Is she second, or does she surpass Pam Oliver for you?
I think she's a little bit above on the pantheon, to be honest with you.
Are you ageist? Is that what it is?
Well, maybe a little.
Riz, are the Packers going all the way?
Healthy.
Are the Packers going all the way? Is this really what we're seeing here? They look pretty good.
They are clearly the best team in the NFC. I don't think either of the old guys tomorrow night is beating Aaron Rodgers. So yeah, honestly, I thought this was their biggest chance to lose was today, because the Rams have the recipe to beat them. They're just not playing as well as they need to, and I think Aaron Donald being whatever the hell he is today is just not helping.
He's not in the game at all, is he? His head, he was just way too angry and off his game, and that's one of the things I think that's part of the Packers toolkit. They love to knock people off their game and get in their head.
I mean, that's what they did.
He's been hurt, and that's he's just it's not working for him. I thought that the Packers honestly would miss David Bakhtiari more than they have, and Billy Turner, give him credit, he's played pretty well, but he's not that good. The Rams haven't really taken advantage of that, and that's been problematic too. It's like I'm field testing the column I'm writing for tomorrow. This is great.
So, Jeff, are you excited for the Saints to lose tonight so we can hire our entire staff tomorrow?
Oh.
I think the Saints are going to win tomorrow night. I think they're beating Tampa. I think Tampa's offense is so weirdly inconsistent, and I think they're due for a bad game. So I think New Orleans has something little something for them. That's
interesting. I'm thinking that Tampa is outmatched by the Saints, but there's something odd going to happen, whether it's officiating, right? The Saints have this curse the last couple of years that just, I just feel like it's going to happen again. And look, I don't want to get all hold on, I do want to get conspiracy theory because I've got a drop for that.
He's going off my pillow guy now.
Being the my pillow guy. I think they want to see Tom Brady win. I do. I think they like like the story, and I think the whole thing about is it Tom Brady's a system quarterback? The only way it's erased is when you say that Bill Belichick was a carried coach. No one from his tree has ever been able to produce. No one, no. Riz never takes the bait. Never ever takes the bait. I try to put it out there. I try to find different angles.
Tom Brady's going to win 6 more Super Bowls from the NFC side, and he'll be the best quarterback in the AFC and the best in the NFC of all time. That's the conspiracy.
I like the cut of your jib there.
He's going to be older than Daryl Johnston over here doing the game, throwing the ball for another touchdown.
Who was the guy that they paired him up against in that picture? People were like, man, 1960s 40 years old looked way worse than 2020s 40 years old.
Kenny Stabler.
Yeah.
Kenny Stabler used to smoke at halftime.
You weren't a real man if you didn't smoke Marlboros.
Pall Mall. Filter free.
Oh, think of cigarettes as a performance-enhancing substances. That's unreal in this day and age.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob James, neurosurgeon, and I smoke Camels. I'm like, what the F was that?
Yeah.
I ash in your cranial cavity for extra brain power. Jeez.
Wild.
Oh, Waxo's got a good question for you, Riz. I know you liked Vrabel as head coach. Do you see a lot of parallels with him and Dan Campbell, since they were both young assistants getting head coaching jobs before being a coordinator, or with being a coordinator?
I'm oddly indifferent on Dan Campbell. Maybe because I don't technically believe that it's happened yet, even though I know it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't doubt Jay Glazer. I don't doubt any of the reports that are out there. But until the contract is signed, maybe that's where I'll be a conspiracy theorist. I don't necessarily believe that it's happening until it's actually happened. So I'm not going to get off on that. I think he's going to be a good coach. I think the weird misinformation that was out there yesterday is souring too many people, and that bothers me some. But he's
talk about the weird misinformation.
What's that?
Talk about the weird misinformation for folks.
So there was the quote that was out there that he said that he was basically interested in running the ball and creating the big play off of that, which, by the way, is what every single coach will ever tell you. But it wasn't actually him. He was talking about Bill Parcells' influence on his college coach, R.C. Slocum, at Texas A&M. It wasn't even him. So there's all these people that are just going, batshit crazy. That, oh my God, we're going to run, we're going to ground and pound. It's going to be, terrible. We're going back to the Stone Age.
Can I interject?
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted that was coming up in our chat, and we charted it was the second or the third drive by the Packers, and they had 9 runs and 4 passes. I think people don't recognize how big the run is, even in this quote unquote passing league. The run sets up the pass still. If you're looking at a team like the Packers, number 1 offense in the league, and they're running 9 out of 13 times, it tells you the run's probably an important part of the game.
Absolutely. Look at the Browns, what they're doing. They get more big plays out of the run than any team. That's why they're still alive. Look at the Ravens. The Ravens were the number 1 rushing team in the league this year. They do it unconventionally, but they're still really good at it. There's nothing wrong with running the football as long as you're not. If that's the only thing you can do, you're screwed. But both of those teams have figured out how to make that work.
For sure. So Waxo. So you're saying we're running the wishbone. You and me, Riz. I huge fans of the wishbone and Miles Davis with the run and shoot. Right? I mean, those are some of the most fun offenses ever.
God, I loved the Houston Oilers version of the run and shoot when they had that fat guy Gary Brown as their running back. He was 5'9", 245 pounds in the standalone eye behind the five linemen. They never had a tight end, running with those run splits, but with nobody else in the box. If he got through that first tackle, it was trouble. I actually I enjoyed that very much. I wish somebody would try to do that again, but not necessarily in Detroit because I want it to work.
Well, maybe the Texans will run it after they trade Deshaun Watson.
I told you all the Texans were messed up, didn't I? Oh my
wow. God. But it's way worse than even you intimated. I mean, you saw this you're like, oh, they're effed. They're so screwed. It's it doesn't seem that bad, Riz. I mean, okay, yeah, they're not doing. Holy cow! It is a total tire fire. It is absolute wreck over there.
Let's just trade Stafford for Watson straight up. Easy choice.
Okay, I'm for it. Do it. Make it happen.
Let me ask you. There's rumors about Aaron Glenn as a defensive coordinator. What do you think?
I like him. He's a good. He was a Shrine Game coach either 2 or 3 years ago.
I think it was 2.
He is a Parcells disciple. So if you're looking to get away from the Patricia thing, you probably might not get you all that excited because he's a straight Bill Parcells disciple. You have your degrees of separation. He played for him. So that, like Dan Campbell, that's from the right hand of God. So, there's a little bit of concern there. But, I mean, as with Tom Dimitroff separating himself away when he went to Atlanta and established himself as his own man, I think Aaron Glenn has done a good enough job of doing that I'd be okay with that.
Fair enough. I'm down. All right, so we got the big finish of the game. The Rams were able to pull it out, 52-38. Oh wait, no. I may be misinforming. Fake news. I didn't see the score, but the Rams definitely didn't. So now let's talk about Staley, right? And I want to go here because I didn't see. I mean, there's a couple guys who definitely have credibility. My first view was Rapp, who said the Dan Campbell thing, and I was like, nah, it's a lie. But Dan Campbell, obviously, a lot of people are talking about it. But Staley's free now. We never interviewed him. Right? We didn't get the in-person interview. We didn't get an in-person interview with Dan Campbell, did we?
We did not. No.
So why is this so certain if the rest of the process was so well organized, well run, and like very systematic? Why break that whole mold right now?
Let me throw this at you. What if Brad Holmes doesn't think that Brandon Staley is ready after being a coordinator for 1 year? Before that, he was a linebackers coach. That's a loaded defense. He knows that personnel better than anybody else. Maybe he doesn't want to interview Staley. Just throwing that out there.
I actually that's how I feel about it, because to me, Staley is Terrell Austin.
Yeah, he's 38 years old. He's risen very, very quickly. He's been dealt a tremendous hand. Jalen Ramsey is the best cornerback in the game. Aaron Donald's the most disruptive defensive player since J.J. Watt at his peak. If you can't build a good defense out of that, you're an idiot, quite honestly.
Okay.
Maybe Holmes knows that's not where he wants to go. So I don't think enough people are considering the fact that that's what could be happening here.
So let me. I
don't know that that's what's happening, but I certainly think that's certainly a possibility.
Let me not disagree with you, but then say, didn't Holmes not interview Campbell? Wasn't he not here yet for that interview?
That's correct.
So how are we hiring Dan Campbell without?
Remember, they were fine hiring the head coach before they hired the GM. They were pretty clear that was going to be separate. A would have influence on B or input on B, but it wasn't necessarily predicated on that. And I think that now that the script has flipped, I think a lot of people have forgotten that. So it is independent. They do need to work together, obviously, but to go back to the Amy Trask quote, it's one of those things where you get guys who are good at their jobs and make them work together and figure it out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, but every GM gets two coaches, right? And now we're starting with a GM, and he didn't get necessarily his coach here.
He's going to get three coaches.
Is he?
Let's hope he only needs one.
I mean, I'm sure Jeff was listening the entire time because he can't keep his ears off this show.
No,
we were talking earlier about, is Dan Campbell, if he's the one that's hired, a placeholder? Because this GM's not tied to him. It could be a clean cut straight from head coach. And we could see,
I get where you're coming from, but I really hope that that's not a reality, because that's not a healthy way to go into a situation. No. That's if you think, oh my God, we're hiring this guy, and maybe I don't know who will be the hot candidate in a couple of years. Maybe Brandon Staley is coming around in 2 years. Maybe Kellen Moore will be tired of being Mike McCarthy's lapdog in Dallas at that point, and then you go get him. That's not a healthy way to run an organization.
No. It's interesting. It's interesting just because it's a big dice roll. Holmes, right, has a really good pedigree, so you feel good about him, but you don't know. And then you're rolling again with Campbell. And then, I mean, look, again, this is all just speculation, but Aaron Glenn, you're rolling again, right? There's a lot of dice rolling here. There's a lot of it's just straight up gambling going on. I'm not sure. I'm not down on it, right? I'm hopeful. And what I wanted was something innovative and new, and not looking backwards, but looking forwards. But God, I feel like we need somebody who's done this before.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to look at this.
I'm really hopeful that they bring in. I want somebody with experience coming in as like the VP of player personnel and or on the pro personnel side. They need guys who've done that job before, if not higher than that before. And I'm hopeful that they will find somebody like that. Maybe the Saints decide to break it all up and Jeff Ireland becomes free that way. That'd be great with me. There is whispers of the Saints, especially if they go out on top, where everybody leaves. Breeze is done. Peyton will go out and retire on top. Ireland will split off. That's out there. I don't necessarily know that that's true, but it's certainly something that's interesting. There are guys who have experience out there at every position that's out there for the Lions, and I hope that they look at that and realize that. At this point, I'd be happy with Marvin Lewis as a defensive coordinator. He can certainly do that and be an assistant head coach. Bring me that. I'm good with that.
Yep.
What about Wade Phillips?
It would be great if he wasn't 73.
Hey!
We hired Paul Pasqualoni.
I knew it when I asked him earlier if he was ageist. Now it's just coming out. Now we can see it in its full plumage.
So you were talking about a guy who would be a placeholder. He would be a placeholder.
Yeah,
but you're looking at 1 or 2 years from Son of Bum. That's about it.
Yeah, but Son of Bum has shown that he can absolutely turn around an ass defense, and I think that's exactly what he'd be working with.
Oh, this defense is ass. Yeah.
It's juice from that, believe it or not. It's
boiled juice.
Oh man.
Man.
The thing, and they do have the components there to run what Wade likes to run as sort of a 3-4 over defense. That's his bread and butter. They will need, except he has modified it to where the middle linebacker is not Jelani Tavai, it would be Tracy Walker. Something like that. That's how that Rams defense worked at its best. They had Alec Ogletree when he was there, and a 225-pound flyweight who could run and turn and run with anybody, but couldn't necessarily stop anybody running right at him. That's what Wade Phillips' defense has become, and it's obviously working very well. I mean, they lost today, but he's not there anymore either.
Yeah,
that was his.
That's right.
His root defense.
Yep.
He did that in his last stop in Denver when he was there. He did that sort of thing too. He was like the first guy who really had the hybrid safety linebacker as your Mike linebacker, rather than being like the way that the Giants used Jabril Peppers as sort of an edge. He's like an edge safety. This is different, and it's worked very well. It translates very well to today's NFL, especially when you're going against a team like the Packers that can run the ball inside, but also can pop and hit your tight ends, hit your Robert Tonyan's going down the seam, things like that. If they find him or somebody who's directly from that tree, that'd be great. Yeah.
See, that's where I'm at.
Because then you don't have to change. Then you don't have to jump Trey Flowers. Then Danny Shelton's still relevant. Penasini still fits in your defense very well. Both Okwaras fit very well in your defense that way. Yeah, you can laugh it up. I know. I heard it.
I said it and I heard it. let me I want to throw something out here, and you guys, I know you hate me for this because I throw big ideas out on you guys and surprise you with them, but this just occurred to me. We talked about doing like golf and booze and doing a trip once like things cleared up, the three of us. What if we made it bigger? What if we did a trip and just invited everyone to come like to Vegas and we just had a big old just like hangout? You guys down for something like that, or we want to keep it kind of small?
Yeah, I'm just down to go to Vegas and eat cake off the ground.
I'll eat more than that off the ground out there.
And the best part is we'll always know where Riz is because he'll be, a foot taller than everybody else.
I have actually done a Vegas trip with people that I've never met before. We were the Real GM message board. The football message board.
Yeah.
And we all met up out there. We wound up going out there for the NBA Finals where LeBron's Heat lost to the Mavericks. We were there for that.
Wow.
And a couple dudes were actually from Detroit. One of them actually came to our training camp party a couple of years ago. He and I had become really good friends, like in real life. It worked out great. Other than there was one awkward moment between an ardent Heat fan and a Mavericks fan who was calling him out for being a bandwagoner. They might have been thrown out of the hotel, but other than that, it was a really good trip. It was a lot of fun.
So I mean, if you guys are down, it's something I'll entertain it. I'll put some things together and we can talk about that. That might be a really fun way. I mean, look, I don't want to diminish because we've had such a great time every year at just the three of us at Senior Bowl and just doing the things that we do together and hanging. It's such a great. You guys are so awesome. But man, to make it a party like a post-COVID blowout, I really like that idea.
I'll even bring Mac along from Cleveland. He'd like that too. He could be our mascot.
You know what?
Gotta have Mac come. Yeah.
Sandman was just texting me, seeing if we could get him there. So, like, what? I mean, this is good. I like this idea. I really like this idea. I want to go tomorrow, but all right, we'll talk about this offline. But so I don't want to say instead of a training camp party because I think that's always a good thing to do. But we had to figure out when this is all going to come together. This is. So the golf, booze, gambling, the whole thing. We could probably put together a nice little. Hey, if there's any like travel agents or anybody that does this stuff out there, we could really use your help because I think we could get a couple of people. I think we could probably get a couple of people to make this happen.
Yeah, I'm not staying at the Hooters Hotel again though. The $5 a night, you really get what you pay for.
Wings. Let's see. Do they play the Raiders next season?
For breakfast was legit good, but beyond that, it wasn't so much. So that's where I was asked to leave the pool area because I tried to get at the DJ who played the Steve Miller Band twice in a row to mock me.
If we hire Aaron Glenn, that could be his theme song. Some people call him a space cowboy. John Glenn, Aaron Glenn. I can't
Gangster love. Don't call me Maurice.
Riz missed the whole John Glenn, Aaron Glenn space shuttle fun show that we had. I'm trying to find the Lions schedule. They don't play. What is it? The Raiders? Are they the AFC worst? The AFC West? Is that where they landed? Where did they wind up?
I don't believe that we are playing the Raiders next year.
The Chargers, not the Chargers. The Broncos were the worst team in the AFC West last year.
We don't play the AFC West, right? Next year?
No, you play the AFC North next year.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not gonna see the Raiders next year, so we can't work it around a game. Is what I'm thinking. All right, but we're not waiting that long, right? This is gonna be a. This would be like heat of the summer.
This would be the ideal time for like the dead time of the football calendar, like Mother's Day through like the 4th of July, sometime in there.
All right, here we go. I want to put this on here right now. I'm getting here. Hold on. June 28th. That's a weekday. We should make it a weekend so folks can do it over the weekend.
Like a 3-night stay is optimal. Beyond that, we get on each other's nerves and people get crazy.
Yeah, more than 3 nights.
Not sleeping.
More than 3 nights in Vegas alone or with a group is too much.
Yes, I agree totally. Yeah. Like 3 nights where you get there like late afternoon the first day, and the first night you go out and everybody's like, okay, this is who you are. Okay,
yep.
That's what Wisco looks like. All right, cool. Nice mustache, dude. That's the first night.
Yep. Okay, and now I don't like you. Hey, see y'all. Okay, I'm looking at this. I'm just going to throw something up there, boys. 25th through the 28th of June. It's the week before the 4th of July. It's a weekend. Right, so folks can show up, and we could probably put something. Yes, I like this. That's perfect. It's a dead season, right, for football.
It's also the dead season for Vegas. Cheaper.
Ooh, we've hit the dufecta. I don't know what the third one is yet, but it'll be the trifecta when we do. Okay. Sandman, are you up for this? Are you feeling good?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay.
I'm always down for a Vegas trip.
All right, there we go, guys. Boy, this was the best football game I ever watched. I'm going to wind up in Vegas.
How about that? This the game over? I'm actually folding laundry, so I haven't been watching the game.
Yeah, it's just been a bunch of shots of Aaron Rodgers. I said Aaron Campbell. God, I've just been a wreck tonight. Aaron Rodgers throwing his hands in the air like he's a superstar or something. 32-18. It's all done.
My family's actually now watching Jeopardy. So.
Classic Riston family.
Yeah. But you got,
hey, Aaron Rodgers is going to guest host on Jeopardy. How cool is that?
cool.
Maybe he'll be enamored with that and retire and be like, "Hey, I want to do this full time."
That'd be nice.
All right. Okay. Now you're talking sense. He's like, "How cool is that?" I'm like, "I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers. There's no way I would see him for any reason." But that's good. Yeah, retired is good. Pam Oliver is interviewing Aaron Jones, folks. I didn't see. I asked earlier, how's she doing on TV, folks? Is she sobered up? Has she got her stuff together? Is everything okay? Because Riz, did you hear her? I mean, how bad it was? It was pretty messed up.
It was not good. I will attribute that to being cold and outside for a long time, and she's not used to that.
Yep. Okay.
I'm going to give her credit. So there was Todd McShay had the same problem at a Wisconsin game earlier this year, where people were like, "Is he all right? You know, is he having a mini stroke or something like that?"
Mm-hmm.
And it was just he was really cold. So I think the same thing's going on there with Pam. She's a true pro. She's
awesome. She's awesome.
She's fine. She's fine.
Good. We're all worried.
Riz wants her drunk and close. Oh my goodness! All right. Green Bay takes it 32-18. Did you hear any of my play calls, Riz? Am I giving Dan Miller a run for his money?
I did. Where you switched over to calling Aaron Jones DeAndre Swift, but then you said Tavai made a play, and you lost credibility.
Everyone was out. Everyone was out. I was trying to make people happy. they just, it's like you could take them to the edge of like the dream, but once you step into absurd, it's all over.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing, like if you have a statement that you can make to let people know you're in trouble. It's like, oh, Tavai made the play, and it's like, oh, something's wrong with you.
Yeah. It's like blinking
okay,
SOS.
Me. I love Jelani Tavai's playmaking ability.
It's like the blinking SOS thing, right? Tavai made a play. Oh man,
the 9-1 are already pushed.
All right, well that's it. We got Baltimore tonight. What do you think, Riz? Who's going to take this Baltimore game tonight?
I think Buffalo's going to win. I think their defense is better than Baltimore's. Baltimore's pass defense is really good, but Josh Allen just defies traditional defense. Mm-hmm. And they play man-to-man defense on the outside. If those linebackers, guys like Matthew Dunn, if they're not containing that, Josh Allen's going to run a long way against them.
Yeah. You're not right. You're not wrong. Yeah. I like Buffalo this year. They're an interesting team. Really, really dear friend of mine who passed way too early was a Buffalo fan, and we had a lot of. I mean, we commiserated at the horribleness of our teams, but I would always remind him that at least they were there 4 times in a row to the big game. But he could easily remind me of how bad those outcomes were. I mean, it was like, and that's actually probably something we should talk about in a future podcast or for future conversation with the fans. Would you rather go 4 times and fail that bad and publicly, or would you rather not be there at all?
That is a good topic. I like it.
That's kind of like the Salah topic, right? People like missed it, Riz, and like it's like, no, there's pressure in New York too. Why would you? There's no pressure in Detroit, but your whole family lives there, man. You fail there. It's like the best example I could think of off the top of my head was if Patricia's family lived in Detroit. If he was from Detroit, his whole family, his mom was here, his Aunt Judy, right? They're all here right now. How miserable would life be? Because when he was hired, everybody's high on him, and they're walking around. Yeah, that's my son. That's my little Maddie, right? And then we get to where we are today. I mean, it's hell to live here. You know, it's like everybody's talking about it. Everybody, your whole family is humiliated, right? It's this real crappy situation. I don't know. I think it's as confident as somebody can be taking that job and like, I know I'm going to win. It's also the Lions, and everybody who's taken a head coaching job thought they were going to win. everybody who's taken a GM job thought they were going to win. There may be a couple of, grifters in there somewhere, but mostly everybody has done that. And I'm not going to put him into the grifter column, but I just don't think he wants to expose, like Christmas, people go home, right? You go to your family. There's times and seasons in your life when you go spend time with the people that mean the most to you. And if that's in a hostile territory, boy, Mom, gotta move.
That's awkward.
Mom, we gotta move. I don't ever want to tell my mom she's got to move because I effed up at my job.
The other side of it was I think people in New York greatly overestimate the influence of New York upon people who are not from New York.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap who's on the back page of the New York Post. Most people in New York don't give a crap who's on the back page of it. They are so self-important in that and I'll say that from a media side. The dude Manish Mehta, who got fired from there, made himself the story instead of the actual team. I don't think that Robert Saleh is going to give a crap what people are writing about him in New York. Right. I really don't. I think that's why. I think that's honestly one of the reasons why he will succeed there. It's one of the reasons why Adam Gase got overwhelmed there. Aside from the fact that he was a terrible coach. Terrible choice and a terrible coach. He read those papers. I don't think Saleh's going to care. I actually think that's a really good fit for him.
Yeah, the one thing I know, and so in Florida, I sent I said it earlier. I sent Sandman a picture. We went out to eat today, and it was just like. It's like 2019.
You can go out to eat, you bastard.
I'll send you the picture. I'll send you the picture. It's like 2019. I'm serious, Riz. It's been like that since July, but I just don't do it that much because I don't want to get exposed. Right? It's like wide open. But what's happened is in Florida, boatloads of people from the Northeast have come down here in the last year. I mean, it used to be coming on the coast and floating garbage, all the people from Haiti. Now it's everybody from the Northeast is just coming down here in droves. And what's really funny, it's exactly in line with what you're talking about. If you meet somebody from New York, within 15 seconds they're from New York because they're going to tell you absolutely, hey, come down here from New York, and that's the first thing out of their mouth, and it's like, great. Go back. And it's funny because I'm from a couple of different places when I came here, and I've kind of inculcated myself into the local culture. Like I enjoy it down here. It's nice. It's the Florida man meme is the best. It's like mosquito repellent. It keeps people away. You know what I mean? It's nice. But the population has gone out. But yeah, New York is what it is, and the people are what they are. So. No offense to our New York friends on the stream. I'm from New York too.
Extra offense.
I'm from New York too. Get some water.
Yeah, the pizza sucks too. You can quote me on that.
The bagels are to die for.
Yeah.
You don't like limp dick pizza?
That is the best way to just greasy though too.
So it's the refractory limp dick pizza.
You ever just pour grease on your limpy dick?
All right.
That's what it is.
Oof. Oh.
That's perfect. Man,
this is really devolving
That's
quickly.
A perfect description of it.
So yeah, come to Vegas, guys. There's more of this.
3 whole days.
Here, Andy insult every group of Americans.
It's okay. It's good. It's okay. All right. I think, Riz, brother, thanks, dude, for calling in. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everything you do.
Enjoy the games tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll see you, buddy.
Riz.
Sandman, your time, your love, your everything.
It was fun.
It was good. First time we've done this. It's pretty fun. It's pretty exciting. I think, I think it was pretty good overall. I think there's a couple things we'll do and a couple things we have in place. I'll be better at refreshing the stats along the way. So people know what's going on in the game.
A lot of hats for you to wear.
Yeah. I'll hire a production truck team.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we
Good
go.
Idea.
That's what we should
Where's
do.
Mac in Cleveland at?
Yeah, no shite. All right. There we go. With that, no fanfare. Just go to cbd.detroitlionspodcast.com. Take care of your head. Remember, take care of your head first, and the rest of everything else will follow. I got nothing else. Anything you want to say, Sandman?
I think we're good. I think, I'm going to have a lot to say when we have an official Matt Campbell hire, but until then, we'll see.
Absolutely. All right, we will keep going, guys. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, and it was fun. We'll maybe next time instead of the Kingsbury thing, we'll put the cigar lounge background out there, and we'll make it a little bit more mahogany, a little more mahogany feeling. It's the boys buzzing with the boys. Ooh, buzzing with the boys. We'll do that.
Perfect.
All right, my friends. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for doing the thing that you do, and thank you for supporting the show. We will see you. We got a podcast. It's going to be Wednesday this week. There may be some emergency shows that people like to call them in between as people get hired. We'll follow that. We've got the vlogs going on. We're going to see a lot of stuff flowing out here in this off season, culminating in a boil over in Las Vegas. All right. Thank you all. We'll see you next time on the Detroit Lions podcast.